This time on Square Roots. In your dreams, magical thoughts, all things are real unless you dream they're not. In your dreams, love is the plot, carried on wings of hope. Let's rise the dreams of your heart, that innocent youth, careless and kind, free to roam the breeze in love, only when two brilliantly shine as one.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Square Roots, the classic RPG podcast. My name is Jim Banks. I am joined by Matthew Van Zant.
Hello.
John White Dragon Brandon.
When all the land is peaceful and there is no real threat to us at last.
And Vanessa.
What's up? Welcome to Square Roots, the home of the Butter Boys and the Butter Bell.
And this is a
All
podcast
butter
where we
all
play,
the time.
where we play and talk about your favorite classic RPGs one chunker at a time. And this is the first episode in our Lunar Silver Star series.
Wow, Lunar, finally, after all these
Whoa.
years. This has been on my bucket list for 7 fucking years.
Yay! How
never
is
heard
so
of it.
Far?
I love it. It's cute.
Hey, no
Mildly
summations till
offensive.
the end. What is this? Everything's already gone off the rails. Jim, what do we do on this show?
I already said it.
Did you all watch the original song intro that I sent you like 15 times?
I don't think so.
I didn't see that you sent us an original song intro like 15 times. You must have
I'll
sent
put
it to the other group.
I'll put it into the Facebook group when this episode publishes, so you can all enjoy the amazing kind of 80s hair band, girl band, sort of
Ooh, I love that.
Banglesy. Yeah, it's great. And it's real high energy with like a synth guitar and everything.
I'm real high energy.
Oh.
And by that I mean I'm sleepy.
So, is there any HGN that we gotta talk about this week? Or is everyone on vacation in the news department?
There was a hot new Mortal Kombat 1 trailer that came out today
watched it.
featuring all your favorite ninja boys, Scorpion and Sub-Zero and Smoke and Rain and Cyrax and the other robot whose name I can't remember.
They were robots or were they pre-robot?
They're robots.
Cyrax and
In
Sector.
9 they weren't robots.
Sector.
Yeah.
Sector, that's right.
Sector.
You know, like, that game looks pretty fun. I'm not going to day one buy it, but it's on my list. Of course, I said I was going to day one buy Street Fighter, and then I did not, so I'm a liar.
Oh,
Vanessa has some hot gaming news.
She's got
She's
something to
signaling
say.
us.
Street Fighter, that's great, Matt. Thanks for that gaming news.
I feel like there was something Nintendo related that got announced, did it not? I don't know what I'm thinking of. Maybe, you know what? Oh,
Some
wait.
Mario Kart DLC that we don't care
I read
about.
a great article about a Last of Us knockoff that's on the Switch store now. It is called The Last Hope. Dead Zone Survival.
I don't think they have knockoff companies don't have the resources to make a Last of Us.
No.
Is it like a Plants vs. Zombies?
No,
like or
it's
something?
a full-on game, but I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's nothing like The Last of Us. It probably sucks super hard. But it's funny because it's such a blatant ripoff.
Why is that, Jim? Because Nintendo makes games for babies?
No,
Where
it's
did
not.
you put the
It's
link?
not
I
a
don't see
Nintendo
anything.
game. But hold on, John. I'll put it in the chat.
Oh, that's embarrassing. That's such a ripoff. Like, that really just looks like Ellie.
It does, yeah.
I'm watching the.
Oh, you watching the trailer?
Watching the gameplay video, and it's the gameplay trailer. It looks like, you know how you can get pre-built assets from
Like a Unity store?
Yeah, that looks like what
It does.
this is. It's kind of like a GTA 3 looking city. There's no damage to it. It just looks like a normal city with like 5 zombies in it.
And there's a lot
I think
of
this looks pretty
there's a lot of repeat
funny.
models in the zombies too. Oh my god, it looks terrible.
Like if you did it and acknowledged what you were doing and made it sort of like a parody of a terrible game, it could be funny. But
That'd be
I
like,
don't think that's what they're doing.
Deadly Premonition.
It does, yeah. I could see
Whenever we
that.
finally play
I would
that
love
on
to
the
play
show.
that on the show. That's on my list of games.
It would be
You know what?
amazing.
I'm gonna
sure.
play it. I just made a decision right now that I'm gonna play it.
Put it on the
I want
show.
to play it in my
Right now while
not
we're
right
recording?
now, but like
Yeah.
maybe tomorrow I'll start it. It's like a Twin Peaksy kind of game, isn't it?
Yes. But imagine Twin Peaks with the graphics of The Last Hope Dead Zone Survival.
Yeah.
You know what this looks like is back in like the 90s when a new Disney movie would come out, there'd be some company that would put knockoff versions of that movie in grocery stores in
Like
hopes
the-
that parents would like mistakenly buy the
Like
VHS.
the food fight of video games.
There'd be like
Yeah.
a little, because Little Mermaid isn't copyrighted, but it would be like with a weird looking Ariel.
Yeah, exactly. It would be like a completely different
be
movie,
like
but with the
the-
same title. I remember they did it with Pocahontas too.
You make that sound like they don't still do it.
Yeah.
They definitely
Do they?
do.
Do they still? I'm not
Vanessa
down
doesn't
with
go to
kid
grocery
culture these
stores
days.
anymore.
You go down far enough in the like Peacock or Prime kids section,
Definitely.
and it's all like Cinderella, and it's terrible CGI looking garbage. Any other hot gaming news? Mortal Kombat, The Last Hope.
I think that's good. Matthew, how did you
Wow.
think Jim?
No.
Okay. How did you level up?
A rare first level up for Matt instead of
I
being
felt
forgotten
bad.
at the end. Hey, I did something this weekend. I watched a great movie with my son, and I wasn't sure if any of you had seen it, so I thought I'd bring it up on the show. I watched Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Has anybody
I've
else
heard
seen
that's
that?
good and sad.
Was there a Puss in Boots movie like years ago as
There's
well?
like 3 of them.
This is the
Yeah.
third Puss in Boots movie.
Yeah, I've
Oh,
heard
wow.
And they are spin-offs from Shrek.
I've heard the last. What's the new one called? The Last Wish. I've heard that's really, really, really,
I think so.
really good.
Well, I've got news for you, Jim. It's okay.
Well, for an animated children's film, that's-
It's got really nice looking animation. I think it really looks great. You know, it's not quite Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse, but it takes a lot of cues from that new modernish kind of animation style, and it looks fantastic. It's got this great character of this wolf that is stalking Puss in Boots, who is basically death. And he's awesome. Like, just great character design, really menacing and creepy and really well done. And I really loved that. It does also have an absolute ton of just, like, terrible jokes. Like, I mean, it's not great. But there is a good story in there about aging and, you know, finding something that makes your life worthwhile and about death. And, yeah, I did really enjoy it, and I would recommend watching it with your kids. It's not a rush out and see it on your own kind of movie. Like, it didn't blow me away, but I liked it, but I didn't love it. But it was good, but it wasn't great. That's it. That's all I got. That was my whole week. Vanessa,
Hey.
how did you level up? Here in the notes
Well-
it says you farted.
Yeah, there was that. And also, like everyone else in the world, I'm on the social media hype train, joining all the new tweets and twats. So I tried Blue Sky and I tried Threads. I would say that I like Blue Sky very much, and Threads is a nightmare.
well,
so-
one is just
Seems
Facebook,
really-
right?
Seems really dumb.
Threads is not just Facebook, nor is it just Instagram. The issue I have with Threads is that it has one feed, And it doesn't show you just the people you follow or just your Facebook friends or your Instagram friends. It shows you either everything or some kind of algorithmic mix of everything. And it's hard to tell which one it's doing.
The brief few minutes I spent looking at it before we started recording this, I thought that it reminded me of the Facebook algorithm, which is to say that it shows me an absolute ton of stuff that I don't care about, and I don't know why it's showing it to me. But it thinks I want to see it, and it thinks I want to see it over and over again, and certainly more than anybody that I actually followed. What's the point? What's the point of this?
Yeah, the Facebook algorithm at least shows you like your friends and groups, and then if it suggests something, it will be in its own little box. This is all just mush-mashed together.
You must have a different Facebook feed than me, because my Facebook feed is 95% groups and pages that I don't follow, that I don't want to follow, but it thinks I want to follow, because it knows I like Dragon Ball, so it's pumping 8 tons of Dragon Ball into my feed right now.
Mine does that too, but with
I
like...
never see anything
loves showing
like that.
me...
Yeah.
It loves showing me like controversial-ish hot takes because I think it wants me to like angrily react. It doesn't even, and you can't even like, I don't ever want to see this again. All you can do is mute for 30 days. Facebook's turned into a real nightmare. Jim, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Mine
About Vanessa's
my
level
Facebook
up?
feed does the same thing where it constantly I'm pretty sure it's shown me maybe 10 different Mystery Science Theater groups, and it's like, look at this opinion on this one. It's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I never see groups that I'm not in, I don't think, unless...
You must have turned it off
Well, I guess
somehow.
I see it if one of my friends has commented in the group or something like that. Maybe I turned it off. Anyway, so I did that. I also watched a free documentary on YouTube called All the Queen's Horses. It's something that Jim in particular might be interested in because it's right up his alley. This is a documentary about a woman named Rita Crundwell. And Rita Crundwell was the comptroller of this little town that always seemed to be having some financial difficulties, but nevertheless, she did her comptroller job for about 25 years until someone was like, wait a minute, Miss Comptroller, it looks like there's $54 million missing from our coffers. So it's about this largest municipal fraud that ever happened in the United States. And it's okay. It sort of didn't have enough content to fill its runtime, I would say. But the beginning of it in particular, when it lays out sort of who she was and what her deal was and what she did with all the money, how she got away with it, it was pretty fascinating. All the Queen's Horses. If you like fraud and municipal comptrollers, you'll love All the Queen's Horses.
I love
What about if
movies
you love
about local
horses?
government administration.
I know you do.
Vanessa,
Yeah.
what about as a horse lover?
As a horse lover, you might also enjoy it because there are a lot of horses in it. Because it
Yay!
turns out that's a lot of what she did with their $54 million is buy an
Spoiler.
insane number of show horses. But it was kind of interesting because she had this double life. It's like people knew she had these show horses, and that's how she explained to the city people where her money came from. And then the horse people who knew that you can't make that much showing horses, she had a different story.
Clever.
And she was so sure she wouldn't get caught, I guess. But they always do.
Do they?
Sometimes they do. I guess you wouldn't know because you don't know about the ones who don't get caught.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny,
Yo!
how did you level up?
Oh, well.
Wait, I take it back. I forgot something very important. I also started playing Final Fantasy 16.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, so did I.
Yeah, so tell us about that, Johnny.
No, you go first.
I don't have very much to say about it. I like that it's very easy.
I like Little Lord Fancy Boy.
Like Fancy Boy. I do.
I died
ship
in that
Sid and
that
Clyde.
first dragoon fight in the castle there, the fort. I did die there, but I'm playing on normal.
You're playing on what?
Action focused, I think is what it's called. The difficulty mode. With Final Fantasy 16. I like Little Lord Fancy Boy and Sister. And yeah, I thought that it had a very engaging introduction, especially that right before the title card was definitely a what kind of moment that I love in games.
The first 2 hours was the demo, and it definitely had me fucking salivating for more.
But I haven't finished it, of course, because only a maniac would have finished Final Fantasy 16 by now. It just came out.
Yeah,
It's
that would
true.
be crazy.
Who would have that kind of time? We all turn to Jim.
Yeah, I finished. I played the whole thing already. Then
How did you do that?
you could with my expert gaming skills, John.
Oh, right.
Have you noticed
Jim
that there are
likes-
those little items in that you can equip that like make the game easier, John?
Why would I want to do that?
I'm just asking you a question. Who said that you wanted to do anything? Why are you so defensive?
I did notice them. I did not equip them.
I used one for like the last third of the game. I used not the one that auto dodges, but the one that gives you like an extra second to dodge. And I
Where it like slow mo time.
And then I had that paired with another accessory that when you do a precision dodge, it like powers up your next combo like a lot. So, and like I like that it gives you something in between auto dodge and fully manual dodge. Like just that 1 second was like it worked best for me as just a way to learn the timing of dodges and boss fights without like having to beat my head against the wall, like getting hit and then learning it that way.
Right.
And because like by the end of boss fights or mini boss fights, I was like not even needing the accessory. I was landing all my dodges exactly how I should. So it's nice that there was like an in between. It's my favorite way to play.
I like all the characters so far. They're all wonderful. There's a lot of blood, isn't there?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you see a child get bathed in blood pretty early in the game, and I was like, oh no.
And they
Yeah.
say fuck all the time.
Yeah.
It's very Final Fantasy of Thrones, but it's kind of nice. It's a real change of pace for a Final Fantasy game.
Mm-hmm.
Even their like hardcore games like Final Fantasy VII are like baby mode.
Matthew, did you like that there's vaping representation? Did you finally feel seen? Because that one lady's just vaping all over the place.
She smokes a pipe.
Oh, it was like a little vape she had.
How is she? I always wondered how is she lighting it with wind power.
Friction.
I guess.
That's a really good question. I think you see somebody light a cigarette or a pipe with a crystal at one point. Which I thought was
Sid
fun.
does that.
Why would he need to do it?
He lights a cigarette with a crystal. He grabs a
There's
crystal out of somebody's hand and lights
But
a
why
cigarette.
would he need to do
I
that?
don't know, he just did it.
You also see, servants in the beginning lighting stuff.
They're lighting lanterns and stuff with their crystals.
Yeah. It looks pretty. I did have to set it down to 30 frames per second, even though, Johnny loves his high frame rates. But anytime it switches to a cutscene, it just goes down to 30, and switching between the two just looks bad. So I was just like, I'll just set it at 30. Bleh, I wish I'd waited till it came out on PC, but that's going to be a year
How do you like the
away.
combat?
There's a new update that...
Really good. I think it's great.
What do you think of the combat, Vanessa? And how far into it did you get?
What I think of the combat is it's fun. I am using some accessories and playing on story focused, so it's not what I would call challenging in any sense of the word,
except that my reflexes are so slow, I sometimes do miss a dodge, even with my slowdown reaction time ability. Part of that could be that I have a tendency to look at my phone during cutscenes and then not notice that a battle has started. What was your second part of your question?
How far into the game are you?
I am in the Imperial controlled land, but just barely. I have made some predictions about the game, which I have been telling to Jim to infuriate him with my correct guesses, and I think so far it's been working.
I mean, you didn't tell me a guess, really. You all you said was, I guessed that this happened, which could be a lie. You could have lied and just be giving yourself retroactive credit. You never told me your theory before you got to that point in the game.
I did tell you a theory before about the hooded figure.
Whoa. Hey.
I think that
all
a lot
right,
of
that's all I'm going to say.
I think a lot of that's pretty predictable. Like, it's not... There's some weird stuff going on, but I also was like, I knew that was going to happen with a lot of stuff.
I was very surprised about some things that happened.
Oh, for sure. That first 2 hours,
Yeah.
nobody really expects that to be the beginning of a Final
I mean,
Fantasy game.
the dad looks like so I wasn't very surprised about some things, but I'll cut that out, I guess.
Yeah, you'll have to bleep it.
So you have done that first icon fight then?
Yes.
Those
That's as far
icon
as I
fights are so fucking cool. Like, it's very QTE-ish, though I would say later on you do get more control and it's more of a regular fight, but I don't mind it because it's like, it's so kaiju-esque that it really, but with Final Fantasy summons, that it really like, it just hits all my buttons. It really hits my buttons. Just really
It really felt
fantastic.
like a Panzer Dragoon Saga kind of thing for a while.
Whose level up is it right now?
I think it's Johnny's.
I thought we were still in Vanessa's.
Yeah, we're still kind of in Vanessa's, but you can
We
throw it
are
over
always
to me.
kind of in Vanessa's because I can always remember more things I did that
That's
I forgot
true.
to tell you about.
Well, I leveled up by purchasing a used PSP Go. I gave my old one like 10 years ago to my brother, but I missed it because it has a really cute form factor and it's a neat little piece of technology. I was like, well, I bought all these games. They're on my PS3, so it'll just be simple just to copy them back onto this new PSP Go, even with the store closed. It's not simple. It's not simple because the store is kind of broken and it has to like validate all your purchases and that server's down most of the time. And to the point where, you know how in those psychological experiments, if they give a pigeon a button and it pushes the button and it gets food, it will eat. It'll just do it a few times till it gets enough food and then stop. And if you give a pigeon a button and nothing happens, it'll just try it once and then stop. But if you give a pigeon a button that 1 in 5 times will give it food, it will hammer on that thing forever. And it was me doing that, trying to get the store to work and download games. Eventually, I think it was just super down this weekend. Eventually, I got like my PSP activated. You have to go through some hoops to do that. And then you have to go through, I had to like put my phone into open Wi-Fi hotspot mode, which is super dangerous. I don't recommend you do it. That was the only way I could download games directly to my PSP because I couldn't copy them from my PS3 anymore because that functionality has been broken because Sony sucks. They had a lot of like keeping things working, and they're like they released a note that this functionality is broken, and they're like, then with a shrug emoji, basically that was their announcement. So yeah, but it's really fun. I'm glad I got it working. I just really like that little console. I also got back into Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I love that game. The game is great. It has all my favorite characters. Got your Tekken boys, your Street Fighter boys. But something you actually might care about, I saw a
Tekken
movie.
boys are lame.
Shut your face. I saw a movie. Can you guess what kind of movie, or what movie it is?
Shattered
Can I
Glass.
guess what kind of movie or what movie it is?
Across
It was
the
a new movie.
Spider-Verse.
In theaters. It was not, I did see
You
that.
see
but that was a few
Indiana
weeks ago.
Jones and the Dial of Destiny?
You know what? I saw a movie for fucking grown-ups, Jim. I didn't see.
Whoa.
It wasn't.
It's a weird take on what
Whoa.
is very clearly a boomer movie.
No
for
kidding.
Yeah. A movie for grown-ups. Oppenheimer?
It's not out yet.
Actually, that's too much
Barbie.
for grown-ups.
Not out yet.
No, it's not out,
No.
but you could have gone to like an
I really
international
want to see
premiere.
Barbie.
I saw Asteroid City.
Oh shit!
I really
was
liked it. It's very weird.
Yeah,
It is
Well.
not a movie because I was gonna take Julio and Julio's husband to go see it because I have a million scene points, and so it's easy to take people to movies. But Julio's like, I don't think he should start Wes Anderson movies with that movie. He's like, maybe Fantastic Mr. Fox, because it's advanced. It's like real art film. A lot of the time. It's sometimes black and white. There's a lot of metatextual stuff, and
I thought about
breaking
going and
fourth
seeing that with
wall and
Paul because I
things.
don't think I've ever seen one in theaters.
oh yeah, I definitely, if you can, definitely.
But
go
then
see
I
it in
was
theaters.
like, but do I want to sit next to Paul and cry for an hour? Because that's what always happens when I see a Wes Anderson movie.
my friend Carolina told me it was very sad, and I was like, it is. It's a little sad.
So not very sad, not Royal Tenenbaums or Life of Steve
no.
Zissou sad, where it crushes everything about me.
I think it might be. I think that just that part of me is not very functional. It's like, the flashcards say that's sadness. That's what the expression on their faces mean. But yeah, I'd recommend it if you like weird artsy movies. It's got a really neat cast, tons of jokey cameos, but not in a slightly annoying way. I know I complained about it in what was that movie called? What was the movie with the gay detective and Hugh Grant as his husband?
Glass Onion.
Yeah. It's sort of like, I think it was done a lot better than Glass Onion. It didn't feel there's just some really funny character moments where a random character actor will appear, and it's real fun. I recommend it. Yeah, so that's it.
I have a great
Jim,
transition.
how did you
Yeah, I have a
level
great transition to mine, John. John said he loves watching serious art films. I also love watching serious art films. Last week, I went and saw The Room in theaters for the 20th anniversary celebration, and was reminded at how great of a piece of art that movie is. It's very, very good. I cried at the end when, spoiler alert, Johnny shoots himself. It's very
I've
sad.
never seen that movie.
Well, now you know what happens.
The whole world betray me.
I'm done with this world.
Johnny, no. I do not recommend. Was it Disaster Artist?
Yeah.
Did you ever see that? That's
No,
not
it's
very
boring, and James Franco sucks.
Franco's in it. Yeah, James Franco
Yeah.
sucks.
But I will say that it was a really fun screening. It was full of people, and people brought their props. Like as soon as I got there and sat down, a man handed us, my girlfriend and I, like 50 plastic spoons apiece to throw at the screen whenever the spoon shows up in the background. And he also gave us an inflatable football to throw around during the football throwing scenes. And people were yelling and laughing and having fun and riffing the movie. It was a good time. I'd never been to a live screening in a theater of that movie, and it was fun. Fun to go see and experience. And then I saw another movie that...
What did
sorry, go ahead.
Lady Friend think? of it?
She's... I think she was scared of Tommy Wiseau. He's an intimidating figure. But she thought the movie was absolute dog shit. Which it is. But every time, like during the whole scene where Denny is being accosted by Chris R on the roof, it's like, "Where's my money, Denny?" She's like, "What is going on?" And like we laughed at, like, I think in the first 30 minutes of that movie there's like 4 sex scenes. And so every time a sex scene came on, she's like, "Is this another sex scene?"
I do like he seems to be missing when he's sexing
Yeah,
her.
I know. He's like in her belly button, it looks like. It's a very strange movie, but yeah, we liked it a lot. And then I went and saw Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and thought it was
Oh, that movie for babies?
yeah,
How
thought it
was
was
it?
just okay.
Baby boomers.
It was my theater was
Better
full.
than Crystal
My
Skull?
theater was full of olds. Yeah, it's better than Crystal Skull, but like it's not. If you're not missing anything if you don't see it. I don't think like there's some.
I mean, I never even watched Crystal Skull.
There's some pretty.
Oh, it
It was
I
so
don't
bad.
know.
There's some pretty heavy de-aging on Harrison Ford in the beginning, and I will say like it looks good when Harrison Ford is like the only person in the frame. But if there's a non-de-aged person in the frame, like there often is in the beginning, it looks really shitty and weird. It's almost like Uncanny Valley whenever Indy's lips move when he's being de-aged. It's really weird. And the plot of it was just okay. Mads Mikkelsen is kind of wasted in it. And who's the woman from Fleabag? What's her name?
Phoebe.
Phoebe
something?
Waller-Bridges? Bridgers. Phoebe Waller. Yeah.
Bridges?
No, Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Phoebe what? It's not Phoebe. What's her name?
I don't know.
It's Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
I
I
know
don't
there's
even know
someone
if it's
called Phoebe
now.
Bridges.
I doubt myself.
Jim, you're putting too much pressure on us.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Yeah, Phoebe Waller-Bridge. She's in it as well. And it's good, and it explains away Indiana Jones' Shia LaBeouf's son in the funniest way possible. Well, not the funniest way possible. It's actually a little bit sad.
Wait, Indiana Jones is Shia LaBeouf's son?
Indiana Jones is Shia LaBeouf's dad.
Well, you said the opposite.
Oh, well, it explains away
He said
Indiana
his
Jones.
Shia LaBeouf's son.
Yeah.
Oh.
The
Yeah,
Shia
he
LaBeouf's
did.
son, yeah.
Oh.
Explain, and that
Is he
he's
dead?
He died in World War
Is he?
II. Or wait, no, maybe it was Vietnam.
No, Vietnam? God.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I'll cut that out, but jeez.
Yeah, he's just dead.
He
I
went
love it.
back to his home planet.
That sounds fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's got weird. I don't know if you guys care about it or not. How much I want to say,
A little bit, yeah.
but okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see it.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know. The plot to me was kind of the worst part of it. So that's all I'll say. But otherwise, like, I didn't like the way the action was shot. Like, it's a good looking movie, but the way that director shoots, like, the really fast paced action is either way too close or it's too wide, and you can never really tell what's going on or where, like, anybody is.
Isn't that Steven
No,
Spielberg?
it was directed by James Mangold.
James Mangold,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Oh.
Which,
okay.
like, he does a good job for the most part, but the action stuff I thought it was hard to follow. And maybe it's just, like, because, Harrison Ford's really old and, like, you gotta...
Didn't he do one of them Bond movies? What did James
He
Mangold
did
do?
Logan.
Or was it that terrible Wolverine
He did
movie?
Logan.
Oh, he did
Yeah.
Logan. I like
Yeah.
Logan.
Yeah, he's a good director. And I like that... who's that other guy that's in... Oh, my God, I can never remember this guy's name. Boyd Holbrook. Boyd Holbrook is also in it, and he's, like, one of my favorite kind of younger character actors that's in the game right now. He's in a ton of good stuff. So, yeah, it was okay. And that's how I leveled up.
I have a special bonus level up that I wanted to talk about but forgot to mention. I went
for
to a retro arcade.
Oh, sweet.
Ooh.
Again, I've talked about it before on the show, so I guess I don't need to talk about the arcade again, but I finally, every time I go there, the Simpsons arcade game is surrounded by people, but I went on a Friday afternoon, and there were a lot less people there, and I finally got to play
Yay.
the Simpsons arcade from top to bottom, and it was neat.
I love that game.
It's fun. Like, the gameplay itself is boring as hell, and by the, third to last level, I was like, can this end already? But it's fun to see all the weird sprites and, it's just in levels and stuff. It's weird and fun and goofy.
It's all based on season 1 stuff, so all the designs are real off model.
Is it? Was the Michael Jackson stuff in season 1?
Oh, maybe season 1 and 2 then.
Because there's Michael Jackson stuff referenced in
Yeah,
there.
that's season 2.
What was the character's name? Blind Willie or something?
Leroy something? I can't remember. Money? No.
It was neat. And there's a weird dreamland that's all in black and white that I thought was really crazy and fun. It's funny as how it's funny to me, those games, as the game goes on, the levels get shorter and shorter until the last level is just 2 bosses. The end.
Well, I feel like the turtle game kind of did the opposite. Like the Terror Drum stuff was way too long.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I was standing next to the turtle machine. I feel like I played it recently. I did that one the last time I was there, and I don't remember that being the case. But, I don't know. That was a year ago. I also played a sweet Bucky O'Hare game. Who remembers Bucky O'Hare?
Bucky O'Hare? Totally.
It's actually a pretty fucking good game.
Yeah, it is.
It was really
I've heard it's
good.
I've never played the arcade one.
Yeah, it was new at the arcade, and it was really cool. I was shocked. It also just let you... You know how every one of those games has a kill all the enemies on screen attack? Mm-hmm. There didn't seem to be a limit to that. You could just spam it constantly. It kind of made it all a little silly, but like it looked fantastic, and it was a lot of fun, actually. I was kind of surprised. I decided to play that one because it had a chair, and I wanted to sit down after standing there and playing The Simpsons for 45 minutes.
Last time I went to a retro arcade, I played Guitar Hero and got really sweaty and felt really embarrassed.
All right. Is everybody ready to play Matthew's Stupid Game?
Yes!
Yay!
I like to try and channel Jim Rash when I do this. I don't know why. He just feels like a good announcer voice. Are you ready to play Game Facts Feud? All right. So for Matt's Stupid Game of the season, I decided to revisit the one that I did a few weeks ago. Not because I'm lazy and didn't want to come up with anything else. It was because I'm lazy and didn't want to come up with anything else. But because Johnny wasn't here, it's kind of like Family Feud, but 3-player, and also limited guesses.
Could Jim and Vanessa be on the same family? And then
That's a great idea.
No, that's not how it's going to work.
Okay.
So here's a quick rundown of the rules. One member of each team, you're each a team, faces...
Can I still say good answer when Vanessa answers things?
Thanks, Johnny. I appreciate that.
One member of each team faces the others in a face-off as I read a question. Each team buzzes in. Whoever buzzes first with a correct answer receives control of the board and gets to make guesses towards the rest of the answers. Of course, you do have the option of playing or passing control. I decided to leave that in. I tweaked the rules a little, but I left that. The team that has control tries to reveal all the correct answers to the question, and if they miss an answer, the other 2 players attempt to steal. The team that steals has to have an answer. You can't just say steal and then sit there and go, but you got to say something. Got to have an answer.
Yep.
So the team that steals is able to give one answer, and if it is found on the board, they get points, and if not, then it moves on to the last player, or the last team, rather. Points are collected as each team finds its answers to the questions on the board, with each answer scored from 5 to 1 points. 5 for the number 1 answer, 1 for the last. You follow me there, Johnny? You look confused.
Sure.
Okay. You can... You figure it out.
I think I got it.
And then we continue the game, repeating each steps until we get to the final question, and the team with the most points wins. So what I have done is collected some polls off of the internet, and I have pulled the top 5 answers out of each one because I don't want these rounds going forever. And obviously your job is just to guess what those answers are. And I kind of did these easiest to hardest this week.
Okay.
2
Well,
of them are
good.
very similar,
Yeah.
and one of them is a repeat from last time with different answers. We'll talk about that later.
Whoa.
Is Jim here?
Yeah, he's right there.
Uh-huh.
Jim, sound off. Buzz for me, Jim.
Nice.
Why is he whispering?
Well, that's too quiet. That's
Too quiet.
That made me. That creeped
Evil
me out.
Jim whispers his buzzes.
Isn't Evil Jim Bim Janks?
Yeah.
No, that's a different
Yeah.
thing.
The other day, I
Oh,
went.
it's been Bim Janks all along.
The other day, I was playing Rocket League with my girlfriend's 15-year-old son, and he wanted to play on my PS5, so I turned it on, and my avatar is the dad from The Quiet Man, and he's like, "Who is that?"
You can never change that, Jim. It makes me so happy every time I see it. My avatar is still mommy girlfriend, and I love it so much.
All right. Question number 1 from a GameFAQs poll from June 30th of this year. Dates are going to kind of matter here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Not specific dates, but timeframes. This poll had 7,949 votes. What are the favorite games of 2023 so
Buzz.
far?
Buzz.
I heard Vanessa first.
Okay. I'm going to go with wait, when did you say this came out?
Last
June?
month. End of last month.
No, I'm just kidding.
Final Fantasy 16.
Ding, ding, ding. That is 4 points for Vanessa.
Woohoo!
Wow.
Steal.
You can't steal until she biffs one.
All right. Well, here's where I admit that I cannot remember any other games that have come out this
Steal.
year.
Can I steal? Or-
So yes, I
Steal,
am going
steal.
to make the radical choice to pass on playing this round.
Okay.
Steal. Who do you
I
pass to?
don't know
Oh,
how
I
that works.
steal.
You're supposed to get it
steal.
wrong. She's supposed to come
You
up with
said
a
I
wrong
could play
answer.
or pass.
Steal.
At the beginning, when you gain control of the board.
I just did gain control of the board.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Buzz.
All
This
right,
is
Jim got it
exactly when
Buzz.
I'm supposed to be able to
All
do
right.
it.
The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding. That's 5 points for Jim.
Sweet.
Woo!
I'm also gonna say Resident Evil 4 remake.
Ding, ding, ding. That's 3 points for Jim.
All right. I'm also gonna say. What else came out? What about Octopath Traveler 2?
Buzz.
No?
That is incorrect.
Damn.
Johnny, there are 2 answers left on the board.
All right. I'm going to say I have control of the board, right?
Mhm.
So I'm going to say Street Fighter 6.
Buzz. Johnny
What?
ends the round with 0 points.
Wow.
Can I take a guess at the
That's
one
weird.
that's not on there?
There are 2 that
Okay.
are missing. Go ahead.
Is one Metroid?
Buzz. One of them is very obvious, and one you've all forgotten existed.
What's the obvious one?
Diablo 4.
Oh,
right.
that just came out, man. What's the other one?
And the one that you all have forgotten existed is Hogwarts Legacy.
That's not one of the
Oh,
best
right.
games of 2023. Did that even come out in 2023?
It did.
It did, and the question was favorite games, not best games. It's game facts, so it's filled with douchebags. That's 8 points for Jim, 4 points for Vanessa, and 0 points for John.
Neat.
All right, our next round is about to begin. This one's a little different, and I'm going to give you a hint up front that one of them, none of you will ever guess. But it is from a JRPG, long-running JRPG series that we have not played on the show. All right. It's not Pokemon. All right. Which isn't to say that there aren't Pokemon. All right. This is from
Lot
Nintendo
of hints.
Dream Magazine in Japan. I have no idea how many people voted in it. Favorite Nintendo.
Buzz.
Alrighty.
Pokemon.
Bwah. Maybe let me finish the question next time. Favorite
You said they were
Nintendo character?
Pokemon.
Buzz.
Oh, I shouldn't have made a joke. I should have buzzed.
I couldn't understand you because you both talked at the same time.
No.
But Jim said Steel, so he gets the board. Jim, do you want to pass?
No, I would not like to pass.
No passing allowed otherwise. Are the rules clear to you?
Pikachu.
All right, Jim. Pikachu. Ding, ding, ding. 1 point.
Whoa, Pikachu is number 5.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Super Mario himself.
Ding, ding, ding. That's 3 points for Jim.
Next one.
Third. Wow.
Samus Aran.
Buzz.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Steel.
Vanessa, you also can steal at this point, but you're too late now.
Right,
It's John's
but-
turn.
Yeah, he already said it.
Johnny?
Fox McCloud.
Buzz. John, you're really fucking yourself here, bud.
Wow, that's such a
Aw,
boom.
You need to find a better way to do
that's
this.
such a boomer game, John.
Steel.
All right, Vanessa.
Like-
There are 3 options left on the board.
Link.
Ding, ding, ding. With 4 points.
Wait, Link.
Vanessa.
Wow. So we still haven't landed on number 1, eh?
That's right. Who is the most popular character in Nintendo verse? Seems pretty obvious when you think about it.
Chrono. John Nintendo.
Yoshi?
Buzz.
Captain N.
Steel.
You can't
Steel.
steal again.
I'm
It's
going to
over.
allow it. Johnny.
Wow.
Thank you. All right. Marth.
Buzz. Close,
Buzz?
though.
Steel.
Is Buzz good? What does Buzz mean?
Buzz.
stole it back.
Okay. Okay.
Vanessa,
stole
breaking
it.
all the rules, has stolen it back. Vanessa.
Donkey Kong.
Buzz.
Steel.
Come on, guys.
Buzz.
I said
Too late.
Steel already. It's Toad.
Buzz. You guys are just hitting
But Steel.
from one. Okay. You know what? I'm going to allow this. I like it. I like the energy. John.
Ness.
Buzz.
Steel.
Oh, damn it.
All right. Give it a try, Jimmy.
Wario.
Buzz.
Steel.
Go ahead, Vanessa.
Waluigi.
Buzz.
Steel.
There are no more Mario characters on this list.
Okay. Oh, no more Mario characters.
Oh, that's tough.
And it's not Fox McCloud. Captain Falcon.
Oh my God, Johnny Buzz. Buzz.
Steel. Steel.
Oh,
Steel.
you keep
Steel.
giving me hope that I got it right.
No, Steel.
Let's hear it, James.
Shulk from Xenogears. Or Xeno whatever.
Steel.
All right. Do you guys want me to give you one?
No.
final
But Steel.
easy
I got it.
hint?
I got
All
it. Steel.
Yeah.
Steel.
Yeah, Johnny's got it, he says.
Kirby.
That's it. 5 points
Yeah.
for Johnny.
Was it Curb?
Whoa,
Curb.
he did it.
Wheel. Let me just do my little math here. 4 plus 4 equals 8 points for Vanessa. 8 plus 4 equals 12 points for Jim. And John has 5 points. The 4th most popular Nintendo character in Japan. Johnny got close. It's Dimitri
Roy?
from Fire Emblem.
I don't know who Dimitri is.
I don't either. All right. Now, I want you guys to keep that same energy for this next one, because this is where it starts to ramp up in difficulty.
Okay.
All right?
Yep.
Is everybody ready? From a
Yes.
March of this year Game Rant poll.
Game rant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always get my hot gaming news from
Me too.
This is a list of the best magic systems in games.
Buzz.
Jim's going to start us off strong.
Kingdom Hearts 2.
Steal.
All right, Vanessa.
The Witcher 3.
Ooh, that was a good guess, but incorrect. John?
Aw.
Okay.
Remember,
I'm
if
going
John
to-
gets it wrong, it's a steal-a-thon.
It sure will be.
I'm just
Okay,
gonna. I'm not.
let's-
This is not a hint, but I just want to say you got to think outside the box. There's a lot of games, big games, well-known games, not necessarily new games. Some of them are more recent.
Deal.
Some of them are older. One of them you'll never guess.
Wait, it's
It's John's turn.
Persona 4.
Steal.
Buzz. All right,
Final Fantasy 7.
Jimmy. Buzz.
Steal.
Johnny
Steal.
got it first. Johnny.
Ah.
Final Fantasy 6.
Buzz.
Steal. Steal.
This is a U.S. gaming website, Johnny. Vanessa.
Dragon Age.
Dragon Age. Buzz.
Which one?
You think that
Oh,
has
steal,
the best
steal,
magic
steal.
system in games?
It has
Steal.
a magic system in games.
All right, Johnny's got a steal. We have 0 points on the board so far.
Skyrim.
Skyrim. Very close, Johnny. Buzz.
Steal.
Vanessa.
Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Buzz.
Steal.
Johnny.
Morrowind.
Ding, ding, ding.
Whoa!
Yay!
Johnny's on the board with 5 points.
Steal.
That's right. That is the best magic system in games.
Ah, of course.
Yeah, I said it's a weird list. I got bad news
All
for you
right.
guys. I got to do this for another 2 months. These are going to get weirder. Jimmy!
All right. Well,
Jim stole it.
I don't get to go again? Oh, okay.
Wait,
Oh,
did
yeah,
you only
shouldn't
say
Johnny still
Morrowind?
have
Didn't you say a
control
second?
No, he
Board.
said Morrowind.
No, I said
Oh, no,
yeah,
then
yeah.
yeah, Johnny gets another
Oh, yeah,
turn.
okay.
No, Jimmy, no.
Yeah, Johnny gets another turn.
I don't know why I'm
All
calling
right.
you Jimmy tonight.
I'm
Not a
going
name
to
I've ever
say
called you.
Fable 2?
Ooh, Buzz.
You gotta say and not buzz.
Okay.
That
Steal.
buzz.
Steal.
Yeah.
Vanessa.
Hogwarts Legacy.
No. I did have another list that had Hogwarts Legacy on it, and I disliked having Hogwarts Legacy on this list twice so much that I deleted the whole question.
What
Excellent job.
what about Elden Ring?
Ding, ding, ding! Jim comes
That's
in with
Ah.
4.
Ho, 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 ho. What now? Next,
All
my
right,
next
3 are left.
My next guess: Final Fantasy VII remake.
Bah! Sorry, Jim.
Steal.
That is incorrect.
Steal.
John with the steal.
Ultima 4.
Bah! Sorry, Johnny. That is also incorrect.
Steal.
Vanessa, do you want to steal?
Yeah. Hades.
No.
I have a steal. Uncharted.
Yes, Jim. No, not Uncharted. I feel like these may be a little too tough for you little babies. I'll tell you what.
Steal.
All right, you guys ready for a couple of small hints?
Might and Magic 3.
Might and Magic 3. Wow, that's an interesting guess, but incorrect.
Oh.
One of these is a classic PC game from the creator of Fable. One of these has a big budget first-person version coming out soon, and one of them is a shitty Diablo clone, and I don't know why it's on this list.
Buzz. Steal.
Go ahead. Wait, can you
Torchlight.
steal from yourself?
I don't know.
I
Torchlight.
think so.
Bah, not Torchlight. Torchlight is not shitty. Torchlight is fun.
Buzz.
I didn't get any of your hints.
I feel like the Peter Molyneux one is pretty obvious because he made
Yeah.
one game that
Peter
had
Molyneux
really
does.
interesting magic.
Okay.
Buzz.
Buzz. I'll let. Yeah. Well, Vanessa buzzed.
Oh,
Wasn't she
I didn't
gonna-
buzz. I have no idea.
Buzz.
Buzz.
Jim buzzed.
Heavy rain.
That is
Buzz.
incorrect, Jim. What about you, John? What you got?
Black and white.
Ding, ding, ding.
What's that? What is
White.
that? What's black and white?
It was this
That's-
cool game where it was like one of those like
It's like
godlike
Populous.
Sims. Yeah, it was like Populous.
Is it like a?
But you
is
had
this
these
a
big
PC
monsters.
thing? That's
it was a PC game.
PC
And you, like,
nerds.
You did the magic by
the Wokerazzi PC
Yeah.
gaming.
The box for it was cool. One half was black and one half was white, and you could flip it around.
Wow.
It's like that Michael Jackson video where everyone morphed.
And the black and white
You
video.
did the magic by drawing little symbols with your mouse. People liked
I'm
it.
joking.
Pretty neat.
Buzz.
Johnny?
Pillars of Eternity?
Ding, ding, ding. Johnny
I always
gets
mix that one up with Path of
more
Exile.
With what was that?
Pillars of Eternity.
He said
Johnny
he just
gets-
looked it up on the internet.
He did.
I
not.
haven't looked up anything. My hands
Oh,
are
is
here.
John cheating?
Scratching my foot.
John.
2 points for
No.
Pillars of Eternity. All right,
My
Johnny.
phone is my camera. You would notice if I was using my phone.
This is the final answer I'm going to accept.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
One more guess.
So, see, you said there's a modern version of
This is
it
killing
coming
me.
out soon.
No, that's Pillars of Eternity.
Oh, that is Pillars of Eternity. Okay. Then
This one is a shitty Diablo
Sor-
clone.
Sorcery?
Boy, no, that's incorrect. And the worst part is that you literally just said the name of the game. It was Path of Exile.
Oh. I mixed those two games up.
What are the standings now?
All right, Vanessa still sitting at 8. Jim at 16.
Wow.
And Johnny, a commanding 6, 7, 8, 13.
Oh.
Good job,
All right,
John.
So
Wait
Jim's
a minute,
still
I'm
in
in
the lead.
last place? That doesn't seem right.
Yeah, it does. There's big points to be earned in each round. I think we determined last week there's 15 points you can earn per round. So this is still anybody's game. This, which I found a link for in the Best Magic Systems site or whatever, from the same website and from June of this year, Best Combat Systems in Games.
Buzz.
And I'm just going to tell you right now, none of these were in the previous category.
Wow.
None of them
Deal.
are part of the same part of the same IP or whatever.
Steal.
So Morrowind, Elden Ring, Pillars of Eternity, Path of Exile. This one's
I already
really
buzzed and they
tough.
can't steal from me.
Yeah, we thought Matt might have forgotten.
This one's really tough. One of these we've played on the show. 2 of them we've played on the show.
Buzz.
Oh.
2 of them
Wow.
should be pretty easy to guess, and one of them I don't know why it's on there, but I do
Buzz.
agree. I've played it, but all right. Vanessa buzzed first.
Yeah.
Buzz. Steal.
Skyrim.
Vanessa,
Buzz. Steal.
did you miss the part where
Steal.
I said none of them?
Steal.
Okay,
Steal.
I said it first.
Jim with the steal.
Kingdom Hearts 2.
I don't care.
Incorrect. Again, you should
Steal.
remember that this is an American.
That was a
game
legitimate
website.
guess, yeah.
I mean, it is a legitimate guess. Johnny.
Kingdom Come? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Kingdom
don't-
Come
I don't
Deliverance.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
Buzz.
Oh, I know. Steal.
Steal.
Oh.
Steal.
Too
Steal.
late. Vanessa.
Yakuza.
Be more specific.
Yakuza
Oh, wow.
0?
Buzz.
Steal.
Jim.
Bloodborne.
Buzz.
Oh.
Steal.
Steal.
Vanessa.
Oh wait, I just had it. It was on the tip of my tongue.
She's just going to
I
start
don't know.
naming Yakuza games 1
Yeah.
through 35.
Yakuza 1.
God damn it, Vanessa. Bah.
Steel.
John.
Yakuza 0.
Shh, that's what Vanessa just
Steel.
said.
Oh,
Steel.
damn it.
Steal.
Jim.
Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh.
Jim.
Yeah,
The
We haven't done that on the show yet.
Wow.
first points on the board. Oh, we haven't?
No.
What did we
That's
do on the
the-
show?
that's
I didn't
the-
play. I skipped a
No,
season.
you were
Yakuza
there.
Kiwami.
We did Yakuza Kiwami.
No.
No, I
Yeah,
skipped
he
that
skipped
season.
it. Yeah, he
Oh.
skipped that season.
I'm allowed to skip seasons. Everybody else has.
Yeah. Not me.
You skip seasons all the time.
I'll skip your face.
Whoa.
No, well, I apologize. I incorrectly said that we had played 2 of them on the show. We have only played 1 of them on the show.
Are these all?
Is this all RPGs,
by the way?
or could
I would call
Yeah.
every single one of these an RPG.
Because like
The
Wow.
question was best combat systems in games, but I would call every one an RPG, though not necessarily a traditional RPG.
can I say
right?
Batman Arkham City?
It's a great guess, Jim, but you are incorrect.
Steal.
Vanessa.
I'm going to say Persona 4.
Incorrect.
Steel.
Johnny.
Vagrant Story.
Incorrect.
Steal.
Steal.
This one might be too hard for you guys.
We are pretty dumb.
Yeah.
Vanessa.
I'm going to say Fallout New Vegas.
Incorrect.
Steal.
Ooh. Steel.
Jim.
Oh man, I just had it on the tip of my tongue. What was it?
Stop mocking me.
No, I did.
Incorrect.
Pass,
Johnny.
Oh God. Fallout 1.
There are no Fallout games on this list.
Wow.
Oh.
Steal.
Oh, shit. I know. I remember.
Vanessa.
Mass Effect 2.
Incorrect.
Steal.
There are no
Steal.
Mass Effect games on this list.
Steal.
Would you guys like me to drop some hints for you?
No, I want to
Yeah,
steal
sure.
and guess the right one.
All right. Let's let Jim steal first. Jim.
Chrono Cross.
Buzz. I'm not allowed to say buzz.
Steal.
I'm sorry. Bah.
Steal.
So no hints
No.
then? Are we ready for hints?
No hints? I'm
No,
ready
I
for
don't need
hints.
one. I got
All
it.
right. Vanessa.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Buzz.
Steel.
All right. One of these is developed by the developer of Dragon Baldur's Gate 3. Not Dragon. Baldur's Gate 3.
Dragon Baldur's Gate 3.
One of them is a From Software game.
Buzz.
And one of them is a JRPG we
Buzz.
played on the show
Buzz.
that I hated.
Buzz.
So Johnny just buzzed.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
I kind of did. I stole. I'm going to say Divinity Original Sin 2.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yay!
5 points for Johnny.
Whoa.
Apparently, Divinity Original Sin 2 has the best combat system in a game. And you know what?
I've heard it's
I
good.
really liked that game, but it was just a turn-based combat system. It was not that fucking interesting. It was Dungeons and Dragons.
I have a good guess.
I'm
Baldur's
dancing.
Gate. All right. Well, Johnny gets to guess
Johnny
again.
has control of the board.
Okay, so it's not a Skyrim. I'm going to say Fable 2.
Bah!
Steal.
Jim?
Elden Ring.
Ooh, that's good.
It's not good because I said that none of the answers to this were in the previous
You said
category.
what was it from
And
software
Elden
game?
Ring was. I did. They've made more than one game.
Steal.
That's
Steal,
not Bloodborne.
Johnny.
Steal.
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls. Good guess, Johnny, but incorrect. Vanessa.
Oh!
Steal. Dark Souls 2.
No.
Steal.
That's me.
John.
No, that was me first. Are you kidding?
Demon
John.
Soul.
Demon Souls. Ding, ding, ding.
Yay!
With 3 points. Demon Souls. So far we have Divinity Original Sin 2, Demon Souls, and Yakuza Like a Dragon. The number 2 answer, I don't know how to hint at this one. It had a remaster somewhat recently, I think, and it has a sequel coming out. And the number 5 answer, JRPG we played on the show that Matthew hated.
Oh, Buzz.
Johnny.
Oh, actually, Jim. Oh, okay. System Shock. 2?
Incorrect. Though I do love that game.
Okay.
Steel.
Vanessa.
Rogue Galaxy.
Good guess, but incorrect. Jim?
Kingdom Hearts 3.
I loved that game.
I don't care.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Let's go back to that episode. And see, check the tapes.
Somebody played the tape.
I feel like I was around the 84 that game. I really liked it.
Steel.
Vanessa.
Infinity Saga or whatever it's called.
I don't even know what that is.
You know, the one I can never remember the name of. Has the guy you call Chandler Bing in it.
Lost Odyssey? No.
Yeah, that's the one.
Nope. Incorrect.
What's a JRPG?
All right, I want to wrap this one up because we're running out of steam. So, any final guesses?
Yeah, this might need
one
to be
guess
our last
apiece.
round.
And we got one more round.
Well, Jim's looking on his phone. So
I'm not cheating.
I don't think he's allowed to do that.
Yeah, you
Sure.
I'm done with this round.
Wow, that was very convincing,
No,
Jim.
I'm not even going to vote anymore in this round.
It's too
All
bad
right,
because one of these is one of Jim's favorite games.
Chrono Trigger.
Terrible answer, John.
That's not a good
Incorrect.
answer.
Vanessa,
Embarrassing.
you want to take a swing?
Yeah. Grandia.
Ding, ding, ding!
Really?
1 point for Vanessa.
Remember
yes.
how much we all love
I
Grandia?
was as shocked as you are.
Grandia rocks. Rocks my socks off.
I hated that game. Hated that
So
game
did John.
with a deep and abiding passion.
John also hates
All right,
Grandia.
and the final game, Jim, do you want to take... Oh, no, Vanessa gets a chance to name again.
Oh, yeah. I
She
get to
guessed
name one
correctly.
more thing. What was the hint for this last one?
Had a remaster, I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe it had a remaster not too long ago.
Mm-hmm. Resident Evil 4?
That was a remake.
Maybe the remaster's not out yet. And it has a sequel coming. All right, I'm tired of waiting. The answer is Dragon's Dogma.
Oh. Yeah, there's a
All right.
remaster. It came out a little while ago.
Did it? I wasn't sure. All right,
Yeah,
that's
I
9 points
downloaded
for
it on
Vanessa.
my Switch, I think.
18 points for Jim. And Johnny, 21 points. John came back from 0 in the first round. All right, now this one... A few of these are fairly obvious. A couple of them are not. One of them is a game that John has talked about doing on the show for years. One of them is a series, so I guess if you just guess one game in the series, I'll give it to you. I omitted 3 answers from this one, and the games that I omitted, the reason I omitted 3 games from this one is because this question was asked the last time we did this game, and these 3 answers were on that list. I will tell you what they are. Are you ready to hear the answers that this is not, Jim?
Sure.
Sorry.
So, Final Fantasy VII, Persona 5, and Chrono Trigger. That's right. What is the best JRPG of all time? This poll was from March of 2021.
Sorry, what were the ones that were in the
Buzz?
last one?
Buzz?
The ones, Vanessa, I will give you a chance, but let me just say this first. Johnny,
Okay.
the ones that were in the last time we played this, and so I omitted them from this one, Final Fantasy VII, Persona 5, and Chrono Trigger.
Okay.
So this is really the best 8 JRPGs of all time, but not counting those 3. All right, let's get some big swings.
Persona 4.
Buzz.
But it is.
That's not too far off. And
Steel.
it's not Persona 3.
Oh.
Johnny?
Steel. Persona 2, Innocent Sin.
Incorrect, Johnny.
Steel.
Oh.
Vanessa.
Persona 5.
Oh my fucking God. Jim.
I did listen to you, Matthew, the second time.
Shin Megami Tensei.
Shin Megami Tensei
4.
What? Incorrect.
But
Actually, I
still,
don't know if that's incorrect because I don't know. Johnny.
Shin Megami Tensei 3?
Incorrect.
Oh.
Buzz.
Steel.
Oh.
Oh, wait. Apologize. That's 5 points for Johnny.
Whoa.
Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne.
That's the fourth one.
Yeah, that's
Rigged,
3.
Rigged.
That's 3.
It's the fourth one.
We should play that sometime.
I just looked it up.
No. 4 doesn't have a... There's also 4 Apocalypse. That's the other version of 4. There's
The
2
Wikipedia says Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne. So I'm giving it to Johnny.
Yay!
That is not the one that I said we had played on the show. Well, that's not the series I said we had played on the show. We've played 3 of these on the show. Kind of.
Rigged.
Kind of.
Buzz.
You don't
Jim.
get the buzz. Johnny
Kingdom
has control.
Hearts 2.
Oh, I have control?
Oh, yeah. Johnny has control, but that's incorrect.
I didn't say anything.
I did.
Oh,
Jim's
okay,
incorrect.
so it's... okay. Final Fantasy Tactics.
Incorrect. There are no Final Fantasy games on the rest of this list.
Steel.
Interesting.
Vanessa.
Super Mario RPG.
Incorrect.
Oh. Steel.
John.
I'm going to say Breath of the Fire 3.
Breath of the Fire 3 is incorrect.
And
Thank
also
you.
not a game.
Shush. I stumbled. You knew what I meant.
Yeah, it's Steel.
Vanessa.
Yakuza 0.
Incorrect. Come on, guys. JRPGs.
Steel.
We've played 1, 2, 3 of these on the show.
Steel.
Kind of. And one of them, Johnny, used to talk about all
Steel.
the fucking time. Jim.
Final Fantasy 6.
Yeah.
Steel.
So ends Matt's stupid game forever. Johnny.
It's over.
Good answer. Good answer. Okay, let's see. So other games we've played on the show include...
Steel. He's taking too long.
I'm hamming it up while I think.
That's not allowed.
Oh my god, we're almost an hour and a half
Fantasy
in.
Star 4.
Can we just
Fantasy
end
Star
it now?
4. I don't think... We might have to revise the rules on this a bit.
Well, it was supposed to end when you all got it wrong, but then that felt too short. But this is obviously taking
Okay.
way too long. But we're not going
And
to end it.
we're really
How
stupid.
dare you? Did I suggest we end your stupid games early? What a bunch of assholes.
My stupid games didn't go for an hour.
Yeah, my
This
stupid
hasn't gone
games were
for an
pretty
hour.
fast.
We leveled up for an hour.
All right. Sorry, sir.
Steel.
Yeah.
Kingdom
Vanessa.
Hearts 2.
Secret of Mana.
Incorrect. You guys are terrible. All right, I'm going to give you one final hint. One of them is a game we're playing right now.
Ooh. Buzz.
There you go. Nobody said Buzz.
Lunar. Lunar.
That's 1 point for Johnny.
And I'm going to go follow that up with Elden Ring.
Incorrect.
Oh.
This is from
Steal,
2021.
Oh, right. That
Vanessa.
was a 2022 game.
Live a live.
Live a live. Incorrect.
Hmm?
Jim?
Let's look at Tumblr.
I am looking at Tumblr. Vagrant
Jim
Story.
said he wasn't going to guess anymore because he's
That
on
was the
his
last
phone.
episode. That was the last round.
Well, you're still on your phone.
So?
Incorrect. All
I think
right.
I'm
You're
gonna
on your-
just
you're on your
edit us
Switch.
getting it right.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna give you
Steel.
all one final guess, and then I'm
Okay.
going to wrap this up.
All right.
Vanessa,
Oh, wait, this is my last guess? Okay, no more goofs. Chrono Cross.
An excellent guess, but incorrect.
I think that was a terrible guess.
Steel.
Johnny.
Near Automata.
Incorrect. Jim.
Oh.
Blue Dragon.
The other answers coming in at number 2, the Suikoden series.
Yay!
That's not
Coming
a game.
in
That's a
at-
series.
I said that I would give any answer in the series, and none of you gave one. Coming in at number 3, Xenogears.
Oh, yeah.
And coming
I
in
thought that
at
was in the
number
last one,
4.
wasn't it?
Let me scroll up and double check. Xenoblade Chronicles was in the last one.
Oh.
For best combat?
No, this is best JRPG of all time. I'm talking about when
I
we
see
did
what you're
this
saying.
this game a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
I asked best
And that was
JRPG
Final
of all
Fantasy.
time, and I cut out the ones that were on that list and on this list. So the
Okay.
other ones that were on that list were Bloodborne, Persona 5, Xenoblade Chronicles, Final Fantasy 7, Chrono Trigger. Anyway, coming in at number 3 was Xenogears. Number 4, I was wrong. That was 2 points for Johnny, not 1. Coming in at number 5, Shadow Hearts Covenant.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's the one I won't shut up about.
Yeah, that's the one that you've been talking about for years. That gives us a final score of 28 points for Johnny, 18 points for Jim, and 9 points for Vanessa.
East.
Do. Johnny won, and he's the best. Everybody else can suck an egg's nest. I don't know why I said that rhyme. It wasn't very good, and now it's time to go on to the quest log.
It's a good rap, dude.
I'm dancing.
Thanks. I was pretty proud of it. I thought it was pretty strong.
All right,
Strong rap.
quest log. So we either open, depending on what version you're playing, with the peaceful village of Berg after a great cinematic
Hang on.
intro with like...
I know that
Yeah.
we're an hour and a half into this, but we haven't actually
Yeah.
discussed the game we're playing.
We have
we're
traditions.
playing
Did
Lunar.
did Jim even name the game we're playing at the beginning of the episode?
Yeah,
No.
I did.
Yeah, he did. He said it as Lunar.
Is it
We have to
Lunar?
know a
Say
little bit
Lunar.
about this game before we
I
start
don't know.
talking
It's
about it.
Lunar. That's how you
think it's
pronounce the
Lunar.
word. Lunar.
it's Lunar.
Lunar. That's how you say
It's
it.
Lunar. So the questions, of course, as always, are what are you playing this on, and what is your history with this game?
Okay.
I'll go first.
And also, John has to give us a little breakdown of what the fuck this is
Yeah.
and what version we're playing.
Well, I'll start by saying I am playing it on PlayStation
Jim,
1. I
It's not too late to
bought a
steal.
used copy of this years ago, the PS1 version, and I still haven't really played it, so this is the furthest I've got into the PS1 version. But I did play this years ago. I finished it back in like 94, I think, on Sega CD. So that's my history with the game. I never played the sequel because I couldn't find Lunar 2 on Sega CD in Canada, and Lunar 2 on PlayStation I just didn't. It was only out for a little while. I kind of want to buy an expensive version of that. Jim, what's your history with Lunar?
First time
Lunar,
playing it,
Lunar.
I remember the ads for this game, like the PlayStation release a long time ago, and like EGM and stuff. I think I even used an ad for this game in my stupid game that we played like 3 games ago.
Oh yeah.
I think I used a Lunar ad in one of them. But I've never played this game before, heard a lot about it. First time playing it. I'm playing the PlayStation version with the powers of Andraste aiding me. Yeah.
Nice. So Jim and I are playing the same version.
I've never played this game. I have wanted to for a long time. I've heard great things about it for years. So I've heard that it's got one of the best stories in JRPGs, that it's like a true classic. John's making faces. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I heard, man. And I am playing the modernized Silver Star story, Touch.
Mm-hmm. What about Vanessa?
I've never heard of this game. I'm playing it on iOS.
All right. Now, before we get into what this game is, I did want to tell you the worst moment of cringe I have associated with this game. You know how I was telling you there's that amazing 80s introduction with like, that sounds like Bananarama?
Oh, does it? When you said it, I thought you meant it sounded like The Last Unicorn or something.
No, it's like Bananarama. I called up my sister's friend, who I thought was the coolest person I knew at the time, and then played it to him over the phone because I thought it was so cool. And he was like, well, that sounds pretty lame. And then I was super humiliated.
Wow, that's mean of your sister's friend.
He's kind of a jerk. I was 15 and real awkward.
Did you have a crush on him, Johnny?
No.
Oh.
I just thought, when you think someone's super cool, but not in that way.
Like how I feel about you three.
Aww.
Then you make fun of my stupid game that I worked really hard on.
No, well, I think we just need
to
we'll tweak the rules next time. We'll figure out a streamlining.
I'll
I think
tweak
it's got
your
a good
face.
Oh, okay. Just remember, we're really dumb. And so, this game was developed by Game Arts. It's kind of the same crew that later did Grandia. They've done like a lot of RPGs, like going back to Sorcerian, and I think the Dragon Hunter. There was like a old schooly series that they did, and like Faxanadu, I feel like was them. Was that No, that was Falcom. I don't know. But Game Arts definitely did Grandia, and Sylphie, maybe, and Thexter.
I don't recognize any of the games that they've made from their Wikipedia page. Oh, Grandia. They did Grandia.
Yeah. And they wanted to do something like a little bit more cinematic, and so they used the power of the Sega CD to like add anime style sequences.
Did you guys know that there was
really
a game
cool.
called Grandia Extreme?
No.
It's an X-rated cut of
Sounds
Grandia.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully they aged up all the characters.
It's from 2014.
Oh.
Puff After Dark.
Yeah. Puff Puff is something else in Dragon Quest that's very after dark. It's where you put your face in between boobs.
Oh.
And people pay women to do it, and they're dressed like little bunnies. Except every time that a main character does it in Dragon Quest, it always ends up being like a big burly man who does it to them. Like they get
Sure.
tricked. I like it.
Yeah, some fun gay panic.
Yeah, exactly. So this game originally came out on Sega CD in like 93, and then they did a sequel on Sega CD that I've never played, and it was re-released on Saturn and PS1 in the late 90s, and then the sequel was, and then from there it's had a gajillion weird ports. There is a sequel also on DS called Dragon Song that's apparently very bad. There's a remake on
I've heard that there's a remake on Game Boy that is like not quite the same. I think somebody described it as like playing the same D&D campaign but with like different players. Like the characters are the same but they're weird and different.
Huh. And so it's a very traditional, kind of tropey, but when you're 15, all these tropes are fresh and new to you. Especially, I hadn't watched a ton of anime, so it was a lot of fun getting into this, and I'm excited to see how, as a grown-up, it plays out.
Well, it starts with a really nice-looking animated cutscene.
Mm-hmm. Is that the one with the seagull and like all the
it's like a song. It's like a song. It's like a music video.
Yeah. There's a lot of songs in this, which is fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of music in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You notice that when the girl whose name I can't remember off the top of my head,
Luna,
blue hair, when Luna heals, she sings her little song.
Yep.
It's great.
La, la, da, da, da.
It's pretty great.
Mm-hmm. So there's her, there's Alex. You wake up, you start in the village, unless you're playing the weird PSP version, which starts like I guess like in media res with Dragon Master Dyne and his group of folks. So I kind of want to play that now and see what's going on there. But in the version that we were all playing, it just starts with Alex. He's at Dragon Master Dyne's grave because he admires Dragon Master Dyne and wants to be a Dragon Master just like Dyne. But then his little flying cat dragon shows up and is like, hey, you're late for your practice with Luna. You're off daydreaming. And you run off to meet Luna, who is practicing by the spring.
Practicing what?
She's practicing her song. She's a singer. And she is like, you're late. You're supposed to be backing me up with the ocarina. But Alex sneaks up. First, Alex sneaks up and starts playing as she's singing a cappella. And then provides ocarina backup. And they sing together. Then she scolds him a little bit, but you can tell she loves him. She's his sister girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
She's, I guess, adopted sister.
Yep.
That's still not right.
It's definitely not. Like, it's clear that she was adopted as a baby into his family and they grew up together.
Yeah. Yet, she does seem to have a thing for him and keeps talking about, like, the plans for the future together. She really does seem to have this whole thing mapped out with him. And she's practicing because there's a big festival in Berg every year, and she's going to be the number one, winning their Berg Star Search and get fame and fortune as a singer. I assume that's what she wants.
Everyone says she's the best singer in town.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's a JRPG, so there's like 8 people in town. Competition
It's
is
true.
not that stiff.
So you two head back to the town from the spring, and who joins up but Rammus?
Rammus, the greatest character in the game.
You know what I love about Rammus?
What's that?
He's fat. It gives all the characters something to talk about, always something to comment on. I love Rammus and how fucking fat he is.
So this game's very famous, both in the Sega CD version and this version, for having a working designs translation that does make a lot of like pop culture jokes about like Bill Clinton and stuff.
Weird.
Especially in the 90s version, the original Sega CD one. I haven't encountered anything super pop culture-y other than like talking about hurling and a few things like that. There's a couple of pop culture references.
Is curling pop culture?
Hurling, like you're gonna hurl.
Oh, yeah, that's real
Wayne's
90s
World-y.
Wayne's World speak.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. And Rammus in the working design translation, they just sort of criticize him for being a rich fail son. They don't I mean, he does talk about food a lot, but they don't insult him for being fat. But I believe in the other translations they might.
All the time they do.
Yeah, all of the villagers around town were like, oh, you're going to take Rammus on an adventure? Does he know he can't bring the pantry with him?
Oh,
I think I said this a week or two ago on the show, but I think this game has big Disney energy, and all the fat jokes towards Rammus are definitely part of that.
I
other
was really
Disney films
upset
have
about
fat
how
jokes?
people were treating Rammus, but it turns out that Rammus is a raging misogynist.
Yeah.
is he?
He
yeah,
often
I
says
guess he
things
is.
like, the job of women is to ruin men's fun.
Oh,
And
wow.
It's true.
don't tell Luna we're going on an adventure. She's a
She'll ruin
nag.
it.
Yep.
He does say that. Yeah. Yep. But then whenever she's there, he's super nice to her and she's like, shut up. Stop trying to butter me up.
Yeah, she sees through his shtick.
Mm-hmm.
They're always super
Jesus.
nice to your face.
Yeah.
Stop trying
So-
to butter me up, butterball.
Yeah.
Rammus has got it into his head that there are diamonds at the Dragon's Cave, and they should all go to the Dragon's Cave to find one of these super precious diamonds. And this appeals to Alex, because Alex wants to be a hero like Dragon Master Dyne,
Yeah.
and you gotta go on adventures to be a hero. They're
Well,
all like teens, by the way.
I think he talks about, well, I don't think they are teens. I think they're like preteens, but he talks about how he wants to be specifically a Dragon Master like Dragon Master Dyne, who came from this village as well.
Yeah. This is also
And
very...
everybody knows that's like his lifelong dream.
This feels like a super standard RPG opening. Bordering on cliche.
Well, the
That's
mom doesn't
Alex's
wake you
dream.
up.
Rames's dream is to be wealthy
And fat.
and prove his father wrong. His father kind of thinks he's a loser.
A fail son.
And he wants tons of money to buy food, presumably. And
Ow! In the working designs version, the big joke is he keeps going on about how he wants to be filthy, stinking rich. He says that over and over and over again.
and Luna wants to be a trad wife to her brother.
She does want to be a sister wife. And she's very into that. Let's describe them for a minute. So, Ramus is like a fat Boy Scout. He's dressed like a Boy Scout. He's got blue hair, glasses.
Yes. And for all my, I hope listeners know I am making a jest at how fat phobia is terrible and that it's terrible that it's in this game. But he does look really young, and it makes it especially uncomfortable that all of these characters talk about his weight and everything like that. It's like, this is a 12-year-old.
Yeah. It seems
Stop
very
body
weird.
shaming him.
Yeah. Alex does wear a dumb red hat. That's part of his character, is that he's got a cool hat. And Luna's got, she's got blue hair as well, long blue hair, and a headscarf. And kind of a trad wife, as Vanessa was saying, trad wife, apron-y thing? Apron dress? I don't know what that's called. You know what I'm talking about, right?
An apron dress?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's them. And Ramus wants to go to the Dragon's Cave, and he wants to sneak out without telling the girls, because girls ruin all the fun and just want to nag.
Girls
But
will be
she
like,
comes along anyways.
"Don't go get eaten by a dragon."
She's like, why should you guys have all the adventures and fun? I like adventures too. Screw you guys,
Yeah.
I'm coming.
And they're
So
like,
she
you can
does.
have an adventure in the kitchen. Making
Can you
me a
imagine if she didn't
sandwich."
come, though?
You know what's an
Because
adventure?
At
Pregnancy.
least... God. She is the only healer. And this game, the difficulty starts off really high for the first dungeon and then gets lower. And I guess it's got sort of that old school JRPG dungeon thing of you need to grind for a little bit because random encounters might just kill you outright.
Yeah, I did
Yeah,
have
I
to
think
do a bit of running back and forth between the opening of this dungeon and the town to like heal and buy better
I
equipment.
couldn't figure out how to heal until after the first dungeon. And
Yeah,
I
they
was-
tell
I
you
was-
how after the dungeon. I just lucked into it. I just was like, what's
Yeah.
this? Touch? Ooh.
Oh, it's a statue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's no in.
Yeah.
I
I had
was
the
looking
same
for the
issue
in.
trying to figure out how to heal. Now, also, apparently the game doesn't really expect you to be fighting all of the enemies in this first dungeon.
Some of them
from
rush
what
you,
I've
though.
seen in-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's part of their mechanic,
Yeah.
right? So you get to this
yes,
first
and
dungeon.
it sucks.
It does,
And there's all these. You're supposed to notice in one of the first rooms of the dungeon. It has all these ice pillars, and there is these like Sasquatches that will go "Arr!" and rush at you. And I didn't notice, and every time I play this game, I run into the same thing. I never remember what you're supposed to do
To
here,
look it up.
and I get super stuck. Those things break the
Yeah,
pillars.
you have
That
to.
is something you
They
have to
run in a
notice.
straight line from when they notice you, basically, or like a second after that they notice you. So you have to make sure to like get them to charge into the ice pillars. It's super annoying and often does not work as intended.
Your parents gave you two things, though. They gave you a knife and a flame ring. And one of the first thing when you get into the dungeon is Alex uses the flame ring. He's like, oh, this is super useful. I'm glad that they gave it to me. I was like, okay, how do I use the flame ring on all these blocking ice things? Because it showed you how to do it. So that obviously that's how you solve this puzzle. It is not how you solve this puzzle.
I just kind of, one of the Yetis randomly ran into an ice pillar in front of me, and I was like, oh, well, I guess that's what I do.
So you're fighting these Yetis. There's some slimes. There's some flies. I ended up leveling up to like level 10 because I couldn't figure out how to do this dungeon. Just being stuck. So that was like an hour and a half of gameplay.
Yeah, I had the same experience, but iOS has a auto battle button that you can hit, and
so does the regular game.
But iOS will run it at ×3 speed.
Ooh, that's nice.
So you can level up pretty quickly and pretty easily with that.
Yeah, the problem with the auto battle is that it'll choose to use all their MP up first.
Yeah,
true.
But you can also set up little like macro things, yes, where you can hit the macro and everybody will do, like there's 3 or 4, and one of them is like everybody attack, and one of them is everybody use magic, and then one is you can set it yourself. And so I kind of use that everybody melee attack one for the most part. It's fucking handy. That plus the 3 times speed made the battles go nice and fast. You can also do 3 times speed on the world map, but they kind of move too fast to be able to control properly with a shitty virtual pad.
So, pretty close to the entrance, there's actually a cave inside the cave, and inside the cave, there is the dragon. You see its yellow eyes, and then it just starts talking. First, everyone's super scared, but then it's like, hello, welcome to my cave. He's got a friendly voice, and his name is Quark, and he has Chad Kroger hair.
He's a big white dragon.
Yeah. With Chad Kroger hair, big ears, and big blonde horns.
When we
He's
tell
very
him
skinny.
When we tell him why we've come, which is for the dragon crystal, he's like, I don't know why everybody wants to collect my
Yep. And decides against it. He's like, all right, well, I'll give you a dragon crystal, but only if you prove your heroism. He also notes that Alex has the green eyes, which everyone in the village also mentions. Which seems mysterious that everyone's like, you have the green eyes. Could you be?
Yeah.
Never mind.
Even his parents are kind of like, well, we all knew that. When he's like, I'm going to go to the dragon cave. He's like, I'm going to go to the dragon cave. Even his parents are like, yeah, we knew this was coming. So
yeah, they're like, we used to be besties with Dyne. We used to like hang out with him. 9 months before you were born, your mom went on like a little day trip with Dyne.
Yeah, for sure.
Not me though. I was just here. Your dad says he was too much of a beta. He just couldn't keep up with Dyne's adventure.
Yeah.
Hey,
I just
raising a
stay
child
here
that is
staring
not
into
your
the
own
mirror
is
at my
a noble
brown
thing
eyes.
to do.
He doesn't know that it's not his.
You don't know that.
Oh, doesn't he? I mean, come on. But also, what makes a child yours? Biology? I don't think so.
So that means that his 2 children who do seem to be dating are his.
They don't
That's
seem to
correct.
be dating, but they do seem to be into each other in a way that is awkward considering they live together, you know?
Yeah.
And were raised together. Yeah.
Consider
And their
so,
bedrooms don't have doors.
well, their parents' bedroom is also in the same room. They all share a bedroom, so.
Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory.
No, they're. I thought the parents' bedroom was on one side and theirs were on the
One
other.
side was like
No, I
the
think they're
kitchen.
split.
Yeah,
I
but there's
think-
still no doors.
Yeah, the kitchen's in between. But they can still hear everything. Ugh,
Yeah.
I hate to live there.
It doesn't matter because I saw
So,
everything.
Quark tells us that if he wants a piece of his poo, we have to go collect the dragon ring from the basement, which is like 2 screens over.
Yeah, but like you got to figure out the Yeti smashing the pillar thing to get it. So it took
Yes.
took me like
The
this took me
entrance.
like 30 minutes because I just did not know where I was going.
I was like, oh, Oh, that's right. That's what.
And
they
the
want me
enemies
to
are
do.
aggressive.
Get those Yetis to smash. Yep, they
Oh
will
my
charge
gosh,
right
yeah.
at you. Especially the flies who don't get hung up on
I
objects,
know, I
but
hate
the
that.
Yeti does.
This felt like
Yeah.
something that you can still get away from them, but this felt like something that if I was playing the original version, I would be really annoyed. But with the 3 times speed and the macro combat, I breezed through it and had a good time.
I'm pretty sure it has the macro combat.
Yeah, I
It
don't
definitely
know.
has auto. And there's another button I never touched. And I probably should look at what that button does because I think it's a scroll, and I think that
I really,
was the
Yeah,
I
that's
know,
the macro
I
one.
know this is like kind of champagne problems. Am I right? But like, I'm playing with the power of Andraste, and one of the powers that I'm using is you can essentially negate the field enemy's ability to trigger combat with you. So you can still like make contact with them on the screen, but it won't trigger like an actual battle. But the enemies are so aggressive, if there's more than one on the screen, sometimes they will just corner your character in the environment, and you can't move them because you can't force them to move. So if they corner you, there's no choice but to turn off the power and fight both enemies. It's really annoying.
One thing I do like is because it does have that I think the version we're all playing has that kind of 16-bit look to everything, but they're really nice painted backgrounds.
They are.
Because it was a Sega CD, so they had all that memory.
The Lunar
NPS.
Silver Star Story Touch version really does not have that 16-bit look. They look
Doesn't,
very
yeah.
smooth.
Oh, okay.
I think it looks fantastic. It's colorful and bright, and I love it.
I love the layering that they do in
still
the
look pretty.
cave with the like sparkles that are filtering over the screen. You know what I mean? Like over
Yeah.
the environment. That's a really
That's
cool
the power of the Sega
element,
CD.
yeah.
Yeah.
I really
And
like the
PS1.
travel music too. It's
Oh, the
so cheery.
overworld
Like
music
when
is
you're
great,
rolling
yeah.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, so far I think
Yeah.
the music in this game is absolutely just earworms all the way down.
Yeah.
So we
got a
find
good
the
battle
dragon
theme.
ring.
And we bring it back to Quark, and Quark's like, you've got the green eyes. Yeah. You should go and meet all the other dragons and do their trials too. And yeah, do that. Because then you could be Dragon Master.
And the
Alex is like,
99th rule of acquisition is that you'll take my poo.
yes.
You'll exchange the dragon ring for my poo.
I love you, Quark. that's my what's the name of the guy who's the Grand Nagus? Yeah, Grand Nagus.
It's the famous actor guy that was in Princess
Yeah.
Bride, the Sicilian.
My Dinner with Andre.
I know it,
Who's in that?
but it's not.
Yeah, it's that guy.
Ugh, I'm
Vanessa's
real
seen him in,
allergy
like,
boy
3
right
different-
now. And I took a Sudafed
no.
like an hour ago, but it's still just my allergies are going nuts right now.
I saw an article about how you shouldn't take Sudafed. It's bad for your memory.
Well, that's what I switched to after I was taking Alka-Seltzer Plus and realized that on top of my Claritin, I was taking 2 antihistamines a day and giving myself high blood pressure. So,
Oh, yeah. I'm just taking I think it's the same as Claritin. The cetrazine hydrochloride is the one I take.
yeah, that's what I take as well.
Anyway, so then Aramis is so super happy. He's like, I'm gonna be filthy stinking rich. Let's go back
Wallace
to Berg.
Shawn.
Yeah, let's sell this damn thing. And they bring it to the store, and the store's like, I can't buy this. It's too much money. You got to go to like Meribia
Yeah.
to sell this kind of thing. And Ramus is like, oh man, but that does mean we can go on an adventure, huh? Just don't tell Luna this time because girls, ew. Girls boring. Girls don't like have fun, do.
Girls don't like have fun, do girls ruin adventure?
Like, maybe I just have a very personalized perspective on this, but these kids are all supposed to be, in my mind, like 12, and that, in my experience, is kind of how little boys are.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's fair to call these
not
people
good.
like raging misogynists. No,
No.
but it's also something that they grow out of. You know, like
Yeah,
I don't think it's fair to like rag on him too much. I mean, it sucks, but also like,
If we're gonna rag on anything,
I
rag
also
about
hung
all
out
the
with
fat
a-
jokes about Ramus because they are aplenty.
yes, we, a bunch of fat men, agree that the fat jokes are the worst, and not the
And
jokes
not
about
the
how
women
terrible
stuff.
women
Yep,
are.
yep.
Yeah, all right.
Wow, I was
Maybe
wrong the whole
I'm glad we
time.
can all agree.
I mostly hung out with girls, but that's because I was an effeminate child. They
I mean,
did
I
not
just
view
I
me as a
see it-
threat.
I see it from my son and his friends, and I don't encourage it. And I have tried to raise him to not view women as inferior or different or weird or bad. You know, he's got sisters. He loves his mother. He's a good kid, but there's that age where boys just don't know what to do with girls other than, you know, you're different from us. You're not the same. We want to pick our nose and knock down wasps' nests and crawl around in the dirt. And not all, but most of the girls they know, not interested in those
Now,
things.
this sounds like a
Vanessa made me do
reinforcement
all
of gender
those things.
stereotypes.
Vanessa's like, okay, number 1, pick your nose. 2, see that wasp nest? Knock that down, Johnny. I'm like, but
Yep,
I don't
yep.
want- Do
Vanessa's
No,
picking
she's
her
not.
nose
Stand
and
on the
rolling in
wasp
the dirt
nest.
right now.
Throw. Yeah.
it. She's not like the other girls.
Like the other girls.
Just saying.
So
I've
you
raised boys and girls, and they are not the same. That's just the facts, gang. I'm not saying that it justifies any sort of cruel behavior, but we
What-
don't have to
what
sit here and
about weird
pretend like
feminine
everybody's the
boys?
same.
What about Wells for boys, boys?
Yeah.
Wells for boys?
What about
like boys that you
sensitive
put down
boys?
wells and leave
No,
them
have
there?
to
what
see
about
it.
boys
Don't-
who
don't
just
worry
want to
about
sit
it.
by a well and look?
Yeah,
Like
trace their
little
finger
shallow
through the
babies.
water.
I mean, I'm not disputing the fact that there is a whole spectrum of kids at all.
Yes. Yeah. So, Ramus decides that they're going to sneak out. He's going to pack some snacks, and they're going to go through the weird woods, and then go to Saith, get on a boat, and go to Meribia. And they're not going to tell Luna this time because she sucks. Maybe. Vanessa, how about this as a character interpretation?
Well-
Maybe Ramus has feelings for Alex and doesn't want third wheel along.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah, that's certainly possible.
They're also worried
Maybe he
that
just wants to
Luna's
eat
going
Alex.
to tattle, and they don't. I think that they are afraid that Luna is going to tattle, and that they do not want to be told no.
But then
They go to the
then
weird
their parents are
woods.
like, you're gonna travel to another continent to sell it. Diamonds you got from a dragon? All right, son, go ahead, live your dreams.
Yeah. Well, this is a fantasy world, you know. Women were having babies at 13 years old, and little boys were going to war at 10 years old.
Just like in Final Fantasy 16.
Well, just like in the real world 300 years ago.
I know. I'm joking.
Or today, depending on your country.
That's very true. Jesus.
Yeah, that's true.
This world is so
So-
fucked up.
So you head over to you sneak out of town, head over to the weird woods, and you start going through, but it's so foggy. And Ramus, he doesn't like that he can't see anything ahead, and he hears weird noises, and he's like,
Well,
I
reasonably
think
so.
I gotta go back.
You're in a deep, dark, dense forest, and you can't see. How are you supposed
And
to
you're
find your
the
way
only
through it?
person with healing, and the only person with healing powers he kept back at home. Which just seems, Ramus, don't you know party comp?
Yeah,
Come
no,
on.
I was really annoyed because Ramus couldn't use any of the items or almost any of the items that you could buy at the shop. Only Luna and Alex could. So I was like, Ramus is definitely not coming along on this adventure, and Luna clearly is.
And you'll notice Ramus is only getting HP from level ups.
Yes.
Everyone else gets all these abilities and magic points.
Yeah.
And
So I'm guessing
everything.
that Ramus is not long for this. Either not long for this world, or at the very least, not long for this party.
Mhm. So you head back to Berg, and
Duckburg.
then Ramus is like, you should probably tell Luna about this whole thing and your parents. Life is a hurricane here in Lunaburg.
Race
Yeah.
cars, something, aeroplanes. It's a
They don't have any of that there.
da,
They don't have
da.
any of that. They don't have a race car. They don't have a airplane.
Yeah,
They
but
got
you'll have that song
nothing.
stuck in your head for a week now.
Statues, graves, and
That
lovely
one
springs.
mean guy in that house.
Mm-hmm. Rich
Weird
kids
conservative values here in
here
Duckburg.
in Tradburg.
The hero of the show
So-
treats his employees like dirt, and that's character positive.
Is that, you mean Scrooge McDuck?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't really watch DuckTales.
really, I loved it.
Yeah.
It wasn't
So-
as good as like Tailspin or Darkwing Duck. Darkwing
That's
Duck
true.
was my jam.
Yeah, Darkwing
Yeah, I
Duck
like
also my
Darkwing Duck. And Gargoyles. I like Gargoyles.
Gargoyles
was
fucking
like
amazing.
beyond.
Because it had like it was one of the first shows I can remember that had like a continuous plot more than like a
Yeah.
weekly monster of the week or whatever.
And it had Star Trek actors in it. And I was already the age to know that those were Star Trek people.
And Brooklyn was
Then it had
totally
that-
hot. Am I right?
Then it had that terrible third season where Goliath goes to fucking Camelot or something, and it's just like, can we get back
I don't
to
remember that.
the fucking real plot of what was going on? And then I don't think it ever ended. I think that it just ended
What happened
there.
to Xanatos?
Battletoads?
Remember Xanatos? Xanatos. He wasn't
That's
that
Will Riker, isn't it?
Riker's?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Riker's guy.
Yeah, he's like a bad
Anyway.
guy, but then he gets like a character turn and he becomes a
Yeah.
good guy. But then they're like, let's not continue this interesting plot. Let's go turn this into a Monster of the Week show.
Fuck are you guys talking about?
Gargoyles.
DuckTales.
Oh, all right.
Remember how Xanatos like flew that castle from Scotland? And
You know
put it on
you're
a
a
skyscraper?
you know you're an 80s or 90s kid if you're talking about fucking gargoyles on a podcast.
90s kid, thank you very much.
No, Jim, I haven't talked about fucking gargoyles.
I
You
talked
would.
a
Say
little
anything
bit about
fucking
it.
gargoyles.
Brooklyn, Goliath.
Yes, you
I didn't. Oh, I did say fucking gargoyles, huh?
Wasn't
Yeah.
Keith
Lexington,
David?
he was adorable.
Wasn't Keith David
Lexington
Goliath?
and Brooklyn could get
Yeah.
it.
Was he?
Who played Goliath? Somebody
Keith David, right?
recognizable.
Maybe.
Oh, guys,
so.
my green tea expires on September 11th. Never forget.
Better.
Oh, no.
never forget.
Never forget.
So you head back to your house and you say, "Hey, Luna, we were in the weird woods."
Keith David, that was
Null,
right.
Oh, Null talks to a lot of people, and Null has things to say to every cat and dog in this town.
Does he?
too.
All right,
Yeah.
listen. I heard a lot of chatter on the Facebook group and in Discord about how terrible Null the rat dog or whatever is. What we've experienced so far, at least, I really like this little
Me
mascot
too.
character.
Mascot.
He's cute.
They basically
Yeah.
tell you what Null is in this chunker.
What is he? He's a dragon, right?
Yeah, they're like, hey, Null, wouldn't it be... I heard you were a white dragon. And he's like, oh, really?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, no, what an idiot.
Yeah. Well, the
My
game
first
also opens
assumption-
with them, like in the cinematic opening, they're riding a white dragon that looks exactly like a giant Null.
No, it looks like
Wow.
It's Quark.
Are you sure it's
It's
Quark?
Quark.
What if it was... What
Well-
if it was Null?
Well,
It could be.
so Null spills the beans and is like,
Oh
because
my
Luna's
god,
asking
pick
what
up
you're
those
up to.
beans. Clean that up. That's such a mess.
And
There's
Null's
so much
like,
sugar
oh, you
in
know,
that can.
we were going to the weird woods. And she's like, what? You want where?
You want ants?
And-
That's
and
how
the-
you get ants.
And Alex is like, yeah, so we kind of went without you. And she's so mad. She's like, well, if you don't want to talk to me, then I don't want to talk to you. And you talk to your parents. And your parents are like, hey, so we hear you want to go on adventures. And that's when your dad tells you about how he was besties with Dyne. And Dyne would like hang out with his wife all the time. And his wife and Dyne would go on adventures and special nights out together. And he would just sit at home and then like cook and, you know, get things ready for them when they were back and make sure they're all happy. And he wants you to go on adventures just like Dyne did. But first, you should really apologize to your sister girlfriend.
So what your
So-
dad is saying is, hey, kid that's not mine, get the fuck out of my house. I
So you
actually kind of would love.
apologize.
I like the suggestion. I'm sure it won't be this, but I like the suggestion that you're Dyne and your mother's son in this, and I really wish that the game would like dig into that and be like, this guy's like, yeah, you know, I knew she settled for me. She was always in love with Dyne, but And then she came home pregnant one day, and I was just like, I'll take care of you. Like, I would like that. Like, you would get some good character there, but instead it's just going to be something stupid. Like, you know, you have
Yeah,
a
they're all in
spirit
love
or
with
some
Dyne,
shit.
and they're doing it in Texas.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was a
Reference
great
humor. Thank you. So you apologize to Luna, and she's like, all right, but this time I really am coming with you, and let's tell your parents. We're going to plan it. And so your parents are like, cool. If you talk to your mom first before you talk to your dad, she'll give you $1,000.
I did talk to her first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
So ask, but if you don't, then you don't get it. You
Wow.
can't get
That's
it after you tell
weird.
your dad. Yeah.
What kind of weird power games are they playing to be
Well,
like the
she-
favorite parent?
The mom does seem to like playing interesting games with her cuck husband. So
That would be even more interesting. Like, what if he was just like, yeah, like, I love your mom, but I love to be cucked, and she was into Dyne,
Yeah.
so...
yeah. And they're
Jim
doing
looks
it in
like he
Texas.
is ready to slam his headphones down and walk away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get through this, Jim.
Oh,
So
no, we had no problems last week with that 4-hour Final Fantasy VII episode.
So we, the dad suggests, well, you can leave tomorrow morning bright and early. Why don't you get a lot of rest? Because next day is going to be your first set out on your big adventure. So you do, and then cut to someone's having some nightmares. There's fuzzy, they're almost like cloud nightmares, except they're not green tinged. These are like white static tinged. And you see a lady, and she looks very regal, and you see a baby, and you see a man. I'm not sure who the man is. Then Luna's like, ugh, those dreams again. And she wakes up and she's like, well, where is Alex? He's out of my sight. I can't have that. I'm gonna go find him. I know where he is. He's over at Dragon Master Dyne's graves. What do you call that? Tombstone thing. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the headstone.
Yeah, like a little memorial.
Yeah. And she says, hey, couldn't sleep either. And he's like, yeah, I can't believe, I wonder if this is how Dyne felt. And she's like, yeah, it's weird that I'm comparing Alex to Dyne. Why would I do that? And then she tells him to brush his teeth, just like Dyne did. Dyne had great teeth. Did Vanessa, in the version you played, did she tell Alex about Dyne's teeth?
Yes, she did. I don't know how she knows that.
Yeah.
I feel like she's kind of playing the role that society has thrust upon her.
Mm-hmm. Shradwife.
It'll
She
be
is what do
interesting
you
to
call
see how she
those?
develops.
Jim, what do you call those drawings? Like the you know that those line drawings of that guy and that like and they do like a Tradwife version of him and he's got like a weird troll face. He's like a white outline of a guy that they use like right wing people use him in their memes all the time. He's got a name. Franz
Does he have a
or-
name? I know who you're talking
Yeah.
about, but I didn't know he had a name.
There's always him and then the blonde version.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's gonna bother me. Isn't it? Wait, isn't it?
Let me see. Gotta click it. Right wing meme character.
You guys talking about Giga Chad?
Face. No, not Pepe the Frog.
Giga
Is it-
Chad.
Is it Soy Jack?
Soy
SOYJAK.
Giga Chad. Is Giga Chad that face that goes, you mad?
It is Soy Jack. You're right. So Soy Jack, yeah. Anyway, so you say goodbye to your parents and everyone wishes you well. And Ramus, I guess, says goodbye to his family. If you go through Ramus's stuff, apparently he's just got all the latest toys. Like, Ramus is the kind of kid who had that whole G.I. Joe, like, aircraft carrier.
Oh,
The one
man.
that only your... Oh, I wish I had that.
I just saw that the other day.
The
what-
USS Flag.
I went to when I went to the retro arcade. There's a retro toy store next to it, and they have one of those big GI Joe aircraft carriers set up in the back, and it's amazing. They also have
It's like 6 feet long.
Yes, it's fucking huge. They also have a Unicron from the Transformers movie.
That's cool.
Ooh.
It's fucking amazing. In fact, I have a picture.
My brother
of it, and I'll
had
send
that
it to you
one
right
that
now.
was like the Transformer that was a train set. That one was pretty big, but not Unicron big.
Astro
A
Train.
friend of a friend just opened a store in Queens, I think, called the
Ooh.
Museum of Nostalgia, and it's like carpeted with that wood basement paneling, and it
Oh,
sells
nice.
all of those kind of things.
Did I tell you guys
All
about
those
the
toys
Lego?
and things.
Did I tell you guys about the Lego experience I had at that store?
No.
Okay, so they sell Lego minifigs, right? And Lego minifigs are super fucking hot right now. They sell for $20 to $30, $40 a piece, particularly Star Wars and other like big names. So we go in there. It's my son's birthday. We're doing his birthday party at the arcade. It's a wristband thing. See, you can go in and out. So we go into this toy store a couple of times just because he and his friends want to poke around because it's cool. But also, like, I'm real nervous because I'm like, you can't touch anything in here. It's all expensive. But so he's looking through the minifigs. They're behind a case. He has the guy bring them out for him. And he's going through all the minifigs. And he keeps going through and pulling the helmets off, and the hats and the hair off of all of the minifigs and looking at him going, no, no, no. And I was like, what are you doing? He said, real Legos on the head have that little tab, which these had, but on Legos, it's closed and it says Lego.
Mm-hmm.
So he realized that all of these Lego Star Wars minifigs that this place was selling were all fucking knockoffs, which, by the way, I Googled and he was right. That's not something that he just
Wow.
fucking made up. Like, he wanted to buy a minifig, but he wouldn't get one because he was like, these are all knockoffs. What kills me is that, so this retro toy store is knowingly selling these fucking knockoffs at real prices. Like, what a...
Yeah,
what a
that's terrible.
Yeah, what a shitty thing to do.
You should bust them.
Which did not stop him from getting me to spend like $25 on a Stormtrooper. Just because he wanted it. He's like, I guess, if I don't have to pay for it.
It turns out the name of that guy is Wojak. That's the name I was looking for.
Oh,
Wojak.
then who's Soy Kid or whatever
Soy
you're
Jack
talking
is
about?
a Wojak. So there's like the trad woman Jack with the blonde with the
Trad
dress,
wife.
and then there's Soy Jack
Yeah.
who has the mouth open in the soy boy way. That okay, this is all gets into weird internet shit. Like I'm just
Yeah.
on Know Your Meme. Here's how Know Your Meme like summarizes it. Soy Jack represents a certain kind of masculinity, generally a negative and disadvantaged sort. He stands in for all repressed beta and cringe behaviors, representing the part in each of us which is annoying and feeble. He's the internet's go-to symbol of cringe, what everyone fears becoming and looking like. He's unable to act, unable to see past his own emotions, and terminally cringe. In a sense, Soy Jack is the scariest Wojak characters because he's the one we fear others see in us. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
People can see that in me all the
I
fucking
see
time.
people use that all the time, and they definitely aren't fucking looking that deeply into it. It's just a good reaction face to use for things. It's like that surprise,
I always thought that
shocked
was
look.
supposed to be. I thought that was supposed to be right wing people, but that's right wing people posting what beta
Well,
cucks
John,
look like.
you have
Huh.
gotten old enough that you now look at things that are posted by Gen Z as right wing.
Yes, you're right. You are right. Like Pepe, it's taken me a long time to realize that not everyone who posts Pepe is like a crazy.
Well, the
Nazi.
guy that made
Yeah,
the
I have
Pepe
that same
comics
issue.
said that he didn't support any of the shit that Pepe came to support. So, like, and that's his creation. Like,
But
why
there's
should
a
he
lot-
be
yeah.
tethered to that bullshit?
It's
But there's a
still
lot of people
kinda
who
sus,
just use
though.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree that it's kind of. It's like when you see somebody doing the OK symbol, and you're like, I don't
Yeah.
know about you, because there's that OK game, right? And a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Like my kids do that, but they don't know that it's tied to some weird right wing thing.
That feels like
They
a
just
real
laugh and
there's a
2019
game.
thing to do.
Yeah, it's not a thing. But-
What's the game?
Okay, kids are always a little behind. The game is that you get somebody to look at you doing the OK symbol. That's
Yeah.
what it is. It's like the game. Do you remember the game? If you
Yes.
remember that you're playing
Yes.
the game, you've lost. It's that. That's what it is.
Okay. All right.
But
So
fucking
is that what
right-wing
everyone
creeps
was
tried
doing
to
in
like
all those?
right-wing creeps tried to usurp it and make it their own thing. But the thing is, that didn't work. It's still just a thing that people do. So, like, you gotta push the right wing to the side and reclaim it.
All right. Well, you know what? I appreciate this tangent. I've learned a lot.
Burgers.
So, back to the family. So,
we've covered so little. We can do it.
Well, this is pretty quick.
we could, yeah. We could.
Oh no, it's not. We gotta go to the witchy woods.
Yeah, but I'm
Right, we did
not.
Dragon
This is a
Clave.
16-bit. It's a 16-bit game. There's not a lot of depth
There is not
to
a
get
lot.
into.
So you're right.
here.
So we collect Luna and we head into the weird woods. And what happens?
And here, it's still foggy, and she's like, "Wait, let me try something." And then she does her la 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 la, and suddenly the fog clears. And Rams is like, "Your voice is so beautiful, it clears even the fog." And she's like, "Yeah, but I don't know why I knew I could do that, and this is fucked up."
Yeah, she's
What do
like,
you
I
guys-
just
what do you
thought
guys-
about it, and then my voice made a sound, and then it happened.
What do you guys
Yeah.
think of this song? Because they use it a lot.
It's fine.
And it's not very good.
I think it's a nice little earworm. Oh, Vanessa.
I don't think it could make top 40. No.
Yeah, probably not.
Vanessa fucking Simon Cowell over
mean-
here.
Do you think Doja Cat would have got big just going la da 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 da? No, she says, "Bitch, I'm a cow." Right?
Yeah.
That's Doja Cat. Okay, good.
I
Vanessa,
didn't.
that's a
says-
that's a no for me, dog. don't like Vanessa.
I think my actual issue with it is that it slows down gameplay because when she heals, she sings her little song and it just takes a long time.
I like
It's
it.
pretty fast though.
Yeah, it's pretty fast for me too. So, but I like it. I think that it's neat that they're tying things in the mechanics into the the world, if that makes sense.
So she doesn't know why she could do that. And everyone else doesn't really care that she's worried about this, and they just keep going on. There's some creepy zombies, and everything poisons you in this stupid forest, but Luna should have a purify spell, and it goes away at the end of combat.
Yeah,
so
it goes
least
away
you're
at the end
not-
of the combat, so it doesn't really even matter. And I was able to,
Yeah.
I may have over-leveled a little bit, but I was definitely able to mostly wipe out the entire field within a turn and a half.
Yeah. If you can figure out who to fight where. I found giving Ramus a distance weapon helps a lot because he can't walk very far. I'm sorry, buddy.
What's
I
that?
know I should make a joke.
Well, but he always goes last in the turn and in the
Yeah.
order, and the enemies will rush. So I always just had him attack the furthest
Oh, yeah,
enemy
speaking
because they
of-
would always rush. So the furthest enemy would still be alive and would be closest to him, and usually he could get a hit off.
Vanessa didn't realize when I was talking about her playing the tuba to make fun of me being fat that this is a whole thing.
No, I didn't know.
don't
That's horrible.
Fucking believe that for a minute.
I did not
Look
know.
at the smirk
I
on
didn't
her
know
face.
until
Look
I
at her
was
face.
like,
Look at her face.
I didn't know. I didn't know until I was Googling
She is smirking.
like a
She
tuba
is.
music to make fun of Johnny.
I believe you, though. I genuinely do believe
I
you
do
that
not.
you didn't know.
I didn't
but
know.
yeah.
And then there were like all these videos of people. One of them was funny because like everyone was participating in it. But then I saw a video that seemed to have been taken clandestinely of like someone on the street and they put the music under it. And that was awful. That made me sick. Ugh.
That's some good Family Guy
Yeah.
humor, and we all know that that's Vanessa's style. You know?
Yeah, that's
I've
no.
never
I thought I was
watched
the
Family
I thought I was the
Guy,
Family
but
Guy.
I did also see a clip of the baby playing
Right.
the tuba, following people.
Remember when
Right.
they had the baby be an evil genius for a couple of years, but then that got boring, and they made him be like in the closet gay, but then they made him be like super out gay.
But he was always kind of in the closet gay.
Yeah, no, you're right. But they kind of
Yeah.
switched the character from like little Dexter to like little closet boy.
Yeah.
But then after a few seasons, they were
Little-
like, nah,
little-
he's just out gay.
To little closet boy.
So the the other video I sent Vanessa to illustrate this was the A&W commercial that Vanessa correctly says she wants us to reenact this video with me just walking while a tuba plays and her tap dancing around me until I shut a door that's in the middle of a road that goes nowhere in her face.
Yes, I want to do this so badly. We have to figure out a way I have to rent the costume. I have to learn to tap dance. But I think
There's
it's
a
going
lot-
to be a TikTok sensation.
Yeah. All I have to do is walk like the NW bear while Tuba plays.
Oh, yeah. No, you don't need a bear costume. I need a tap dancer costume.
Yeah. You gotta. Yeah, she's gonna have to tap dance and wear that whole. It's like what's her face from Rocky Horror?
Yeah, like
Tap
a Little
dancing
Nell
one.
costume.
Yeah. I thought it was Columbia.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Is Little Nell the actress? I don't know.
Maybe. Anyway, so Weird Woods, you get all the treasures, walk through there, and then eventually you start getting surrounded by these zombie guys. And you're gonna be killed. They're surrounding you. You can't get away. But then a hunky bear man comes to save you. You can choose to say, "No, I'm good. I can fight this." He's like, "Of course you can, buddy."
I did that, and it was a huge mistake.
Yes, I did that, and I hadn't saved in an hour.
I
No!
also
Yes.
had not saved in like an hour, and had thankfully
No!
it's pretty easy to just run back through everything. but-
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I knew that you don't get the 1,000, because I forgot the second time to talk to the mom first, and I didn't get the extra money, and I was like, no, but I didn't want to redo everything again. So yeah, if you do decline his help, you have to fight everything on yourself, and there's a lot of enemies. Even if I was a little over leveled, I still died.
Yep.
But he does like 300 damage per hit. He does lots of hits. He does. One thing I noticed, as soon as you hit level 10, Alex gets a second attack per turn,
Yes.
which is pretty great.
It's crazy. And I noticed that there's a stat for number of attacks per turn. So it's not just Alex.
that's
Everybody has
interesting.
this ability.
Yeah, I like that. Did Grandia do that too? I feel like they did something
It
like that.
doesn't sound like Grandia, but maybe.
At any rate, so he helps you, and then he's like, "All right, kids, come to the fire with me." And you go to the fire with him, and he's like, "Yeah, so I'm just a lonely guy. Don't worry about me. I'm just a normal man. Just a man, a normal man.
Normal men.
Innocent man?
Yeah, normal, innocent man." And
All right, guys, we clearly don't like this game and should stop talking about it.
whoa. So we leave the Weird Woods,
Vanessa
get to
got
Saith.
Vanessa got it.
I got it. And there is a boat there, and we're like, all right, let's get on the boat.
Thumbs up don't work.
Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt Johnny any further.
I do.
And, well, Vanessa, I'll let you describe the whole witch thing, because, you should get a
Because
turn
she's
at
a
this, too.
woman.
Yeah,
No, I
because
thought it
I'm
was
a
funny.
witch.
I thought
I'm
it
a
was
witchy,
funny.
old, horrible woman
You
who
do
lives in the
sleep
woods.
with a stuffed Black Phillip
Yeah, that's
I
true.
don't sleep with it.
anymore.
I
So
keep
you
it
talk to
on
the
my
old
desk
sea
to
captain.
keep me company while I work.
And the old sea captain's like, I did lose me sea charts in a bet, so we aren't going anywhere. And there's the worst man in the world, Brett. Brett is sitting there at the bar,
yeah.
and he's like, yeah, I totally stole it from him. You can try gambling me, but you're kids, so I'll only let you try it twice. I don't want to steal all your money. And so you try twice, guessing heads or tails, you always lose. And then Ramus is like, hey, I know money, and that coin doesn't sound right when it hits the table. So this guy's obviously using a fake coin. Let's take a look at the coin. And they grab it, and it's a double-headed coin. He was switching out for whichever you guessed to make you lose. And he's like, all right, I don't have the sea chart. Here's your money back. Here's a wand. Maybe you could trade this with the old witch who I sold the sea chart to a little while ago. And she's in the weird wood, or the wacky wild witch woods. You head over to the weird woods, or the wacky woods, the other woods where the witch lives.
Yeah, these are not the same
Vanessa.
woods. You have to go you have to go so far. You have to go like around some mountains and shit. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's a long ways away. I do
It's
love the
definitely further
overworld
than I
music.
would.
I like the overworld music though.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's
I'm
fantastic.
happy to bop around the overworld. The music sounds good.
And there's no random encounters on the overworld.
Love that.
map.
Love
Yes.
that.
Thumbs up.
Love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Vanessa, what happens with Witch? Tell us about Witch, since you are girl.
I will tell you about Witch since I am girl.
Don't forget what happens first.
I won't forget what happens first. I have forgotten this character's name, but that is part of the
Nash.
course. With
Nash.
Repeat that?
Nash.
Nash?
Like Nash Bridges. Nash, at least in the version
I
I'm
see
playing.
Vanessa does not have the
Nash.
notes open.
I don't. So, as you're approaching the witch's house, well, first you make your way through the woods. There's a bunch of chests in like the middle of a field, and if you open them, it's bees.
Oh, yeah.
So that was
I
fun.
loved all those. And there's several bee chests. I guess the weird witch lady left them out.
Yeah,
She's like,
maybe to like tempt people.
Yeah.
A
Wicker Man kind of scenario. Get the honey back.
You make your way through there, and then you come across a bunch of traps set up in the woods. They are baited with bananas. It seems to be.
It's like the essence of the trap a big turtle shell?
Yeah, it's like a turtle shell on a stick or a big basket. I thought maybe.
Okay.
With a banana
Yeah, I thought it was a
underneath
basket as well, but they're like designed to be like obvious traps.
Mm-hmm. And
Something you would trap
caught in one
ET
of
in.
them is a little teen, and his name is Nash, and he's beautiful. You let him out of the trap, and he immediately whips out his comb and combs his beautiful brown hair. And
Yep.
he sparkles in the sunlight.
Like
And
Teddy.
He's like, "Hello, I'm Nash. I'm amazing. There will be no further questions. I'm a wizard. What's up, Luna? I'm totally into you. The rest of you guys can go suck an egg. You're never gonna hold a candle to me, Nash."
He does seem to have a mysterious secret.
He
Because
does
first
seem to have a mysterious secret.
he tells you that he's the apprentice of Galleon, who was one of the 4 heroes that went with Dyne. And he also says, you find out that he's been looking for a girl from Berg and who can sing real good. And then he's like, once he realizes that's Luna, he just shuts up about
He calls
it.
her
So
a
that's
princess, so he's like, "Are you the singing princess from Luna?"
Yeah,
weird. From Berg.
Oh, from Berg. Her name is Luna. Yeah.
yeah.
So apparently she's not just village famous, she's like
What?
big
Yeah.
famous.
Yeah.
I can't remember the names
Yeah.
of the cities in this game. Berg, Safe.
Safe.
Duckburg.
Meribia.
So Nash is also going to go see this witch. He comes with you, and you go into her house. It's quite lovely, roomy. She's just hanging out there, and she's like, "Oh, little children, why are you in my house?" And you try to trade back her wand for the star map. She's not having it, but she will trade you for Nash's wand. And at this point, you get the option to use Luna to convince Nash to hand over the wand, or the other kid,
Ramus.
Ramus, the fat one.
Did anybody choose Ramus?
Jim!
No,
I did not. He doesn't seem to be good at coaxing people.
I wonder
Yeah.
what happens if you choose him. I mean, I didn't either.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah.
I assume he like eats him.
Come on! There is talk of cannibalism, and it's not from Ramus, who calls the kids delicious. It's
Witch.
the witch.
Yeah.
It's the witch. She does call the kids delicious.
She means that is just like, aren't you cuties? You
I
know?
mean, it's
Oh, I
pretty
can
funny.
eat you up.
She offers all
It
them
does seem like
candy
she does
to
want
plump
to-
them up, except for Ramus,
Yep.
who's already pretty plump.
You're good. Oh, that reminds me of Strangers with Candy, where they're doing an all-white production of Raisins in the Sun, and they told Jerry to gain 50 pounds.
All white production of Raisins in the
then-
Sun.
Yes, and then he's like, the next day he sees Jerry, he's like, Jerry, you're good. You've already met our requirements. And she looks very sad.
That's great.
Aw.
What a great show.
So the witch gives you back the star chart for this kid's wand. He goes with you because he also needs to take the boat to Meribia, and that's the end of my segment about the witch.
Yay! So you get a new party member under vague and not really sensical reasoning, but hey, you do take his weapon, but fortunately he has some good Thundy magic, so even if you don't equip him
you're
with
gonna
a
need
weapon,
it for the next boss fight. But also,
Yeah.
But I gave him the wand and then bought another bow for Luna.
Okay. I thought that this part was fun. And I really liked...
Yeah!
It's always weird to me when I play a turn-based JRPG and they give you more than 3 characters. I don't know why. So the fact that fact that he stayed in the party and I got to have 4 characters, so like, you know, I had all my boys lined up in the front and the girl in the back, because girls are too frail to have in the front line, obviously.
You got to put him in the back. He's a wizard.
Combat got a lot better. No, you put him in the front. He's got a little bow.
But he can shoot the bow from the back.
Yeah, but you still put him in the front. I put him in the front.
Jim doesn't want to insult his masculinity.
Yeah.
He has less hit points than Luna does.
What are you talking about? Boys are always tougher than girls. Moving on.
Yeah. less hit points, higher defense.
So you get back to Saith, and you're like, okay, we got the sea chart. We can go. The kids here, we're all going to go on this boat. You go talk to the sea captain, but oh shit, the boat is being overrun by a terrifying monster. Everyone is running away. The sea captain's like, hey, you kids look like you fight monsters, right? Can you fight this monster? Sorry, gotta go. And everyone runs away, and you see the terrifying monster, and it's the cutest slime guy. He's got these big eyes.
It's like a little octopus in a Jell-O mold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love him.
He looks like an anglerfish in a Jell-O mold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he does too. He has like a little doobly that comes out of his forehead. He has lots of teeth.
Yes, a little doobly.
Mm-hmm.
Doobly.
And he does throw goo at your characters, which does immobilize them. And I don't think there's anything you can do.
No, there's not. It's so fucking annoying. This guy killed me like 3 times.
He has a lot of hit points. A lot of hit points.
He does.
It's not that he has a lot of hit points. It's that he heals 100 HP every turn.
Oh, he was only healing 80.
Oh, well, gee. You heard of
Yeah,
rounding?
I noticed that in
like
John's playthrough, but...
Oh.
I feel like this game is...
What, Vanessa, you're saying?
Sorry, Vanessa, go ahead.
I did notice that in John's playthrough, it was healing fewer hit points than it did in mine, but I was also leveled up past John, so I wondered if it scaled.
I think it does, because I did this fight with all of my characters except for the magician guy at level 99.
Oh wow.
And I was doing 999 damage on every attack, and every like third turn he would heal like 500 hit points.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Well, that answers the question.
It kept going way longer than I expected it to.
Wow.
What I did was, there's a buff you can do.
Yeah.
Alex has his own buff, and then Luna has a buff that buffs. Alex's just does attack, hers buffs attack and defense. And I was using that and then doing his like mega super attack on the exploding one.
That's what I failed to do the first 2 times. Is the first time I thought I did something wrong. I auto battled it basically. And then the second time I tried and like paid attention and still could. And it's not that I lost so much as I just got tired of it and gave up. I was like, I'm running out of potions and stuff. So the third time I used Luna's buff on Alex, and that really did it. That's what it was.
I had her healing and buffing and everything, and it was still definitely. Oh, actually, it wasn't tough. It was pretty long though. It took me like 5-10 minutes or something. And then I eventually kill the cute slime creature, and the captain comes back, and he's like, I'll give you a free trip to Meribia for helping out, and also he criticizes his employees, even though he also asked children to help fight instead of doing it himself.
I really hope that this is not an indicator of what we're going to see later in the game. Like the first real boss of the game, and he heals himself. Is this going to be every boss?
Yeah,
because if so, I'm going to be really upset.
I noticed that Leica was healing himself too every round. So it does seem like an advanced ability that people get when he was fighting for you. You go on to the ship, and you get you can talk to everyone around there. There's like whole story going on about a kid who doesn't want to help out on the ship, but I guess you can talk him into doing it. And there's some beast people who want to meet Master Mel because he's like the coolest beast man around. And you go to bed and you wake up and Luna's not there, but you go upstairs and she is on the mast and singing her I Wish song. Vanessa, what is her I Wish song about?
I wish those days would come back again. Why can't those days just... Oh, no, I'm sorry. Wrong I Wish song. Her I Wish song is about
wish I was
how
a little bit
she
taller.
has-
I wish I was a baller. Do you guys know that song?
That's it. Yeah,
Is
of
that the I
course.
Wish I Had
Everybody knows
Boobies?
that song.
That's I Wish. You guys remember I
had a
Wish?
girl on the phone.
If I did, I would call her.
Um,
Wish I had a rabbit in a hat with a bat.
Now, Luna's song, it's much sadder than all of that. She sings about a great emptiness inside her, and she doesn't know what is going to fill her up. And then she says, now all I need desperately is my star to come. And I think we all know who her star is.
She wants that. Is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. But I, of course, got a different version of the lyrics
Ooh.
where she just kind of talks vaguely about how she would like to experience love, and she can only
Baby,
feel
don't
it
hurt
from
me.
afar.
Don't hurt me. Like that?
I want to cherish the feeling that has just started inside me.
Ooh.
It's called
The fate trembles my heart like the wind.
That's
in my
beautiful.
version. It was
Thank you.
There.
my neck, my back. Ramus and Alex attack.
Huh. Mine was, there goes the baker with his tray like always. Like that. And that was a beautiful moment. But then she wakes, you and Nal watch her and but decide to not interrupt her because she's kind of in the middle. She's having a moment. And she wakes you up the next day and tells you both that scolds you because you're sleeping in when they're almost at Meribia. And they see the town approaching. It looks so beautiful. When the anime cutscene, that's just kind of an anime background being bobbed up and down with some bird sounds. And frankly, I love it. I love that kind of stuff. But the town looks huge and amazing. Everyone's very excited. Every single person on board tells you to go talk to Master Mel. And Ramus is like, I'm going to sell this fucking diamond.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You can also visit the gift shop before you leave and buy 2 bars of soap.
I
which
did that
I
because you
read in
asked
the
me
guide
to.
You should do, and I don't know why.
About 1.
Well, I bought 2 because Vanessa told me to.
Did we talk about how
But that's it
Luna
for this.
wanted to leave the group?
Oh,
no,
no,
we
we didn't. Sorry,
The
let's
best
talk about
scene
that.
in the game.
I was very surprised because in the Sega, although I'd forgotten this, in the Sega CD original, she goes back home at this point. She does not get
Oh.
on the boat with you. But in this version, they extend the scene and Alex runs back. It's like, Luna, come on. You deserve adventure as much as anyone else. You
Yeah.
want to be here.
Luna says she's going to stay. She's on the dock as the ship begins to pull away, and then Alex is like, jump, take my hand. And she does.
Yeah. So no ditching Luna this time. She's coming with. I understand she had a bit of a crisis of faith. She didn't feel like she was good enough to be a real hero like Alex is growing into, being a big, strong, powerful man. But he's like, nah, you obviously have crazy powers. You got rid of that fog. So let's figure out what all our mysterious pasts are about. Every single one of us, except for Ramus, who does
Also,
not have
he
a
would
mysterious
be dead
past.
if she hadn't been healing him all the time.
Yeah.
So she
Pl-
really
yeah.
needs to work on her imposter syndrome.
Exactly. She's good with a bow, good with a rod. She is the best healer in the game so far, and she's the only healer in the game so far. Anyway, that's it for this chunker. Next time, we'll sell that diamond. We'll meet Master Mel, and we will defeat the Ultragoyles.
The Ultragoyles?
Yeah, I put little screenshots of the two versions of them. So, Matthew, see that other version? Is that not what the combat looks like? For you? That's the PSP version.
I mean, it doesn't have the pixelation. That's the difference.
No, there's totally different character design in one of them.
Completely different.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck Silver Star Harmony is.
PSP.
That's the PSP version.
Well, that's
No, that's not what iOS looks like.
No.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So I guess the iOS version's more like a smoothed out version of the PS1 game?
Yeah.
This is so confusing. Listeners, help us sort this out. Square Roots Podcast.
I don't think they can. I don't think
gmail.com.
there is a good explanation for this.
So the PSP version looks like Breath of Fire 3. Like, it's got super detailed sprites.
I mean, I've sent a couple screenshots from the iOS version. I'll send it to you right now.
Yeah, I saw a couple of them. But the problem is that Hangouts doesn't have a very good look at things button.
Here comes the picture.
Okay. Yeah, that looks like the PS1 version, except all smoothed
Yeah.
out. Yeah. It's like upscaled. Look at the little beast people with their little horns. That's cute. That's it for this chunker. Matthew, what are you roundly for or squarely against?
I'm rallying for this game's big Disney energy. That's really what I feel like it has. I think it's just because there's a lot of music and it looks, I mean, it's very anime-y, obviously. That's not shocking, but it's very colorful and bright, and it works the music of the game into the gameplay, and it really works for me, and I really do feel like I'm playing a Disney RPG in a way that Kingdom Hearts fucking wishes it could pull off.
Wow.
Well, that's how I feel about
Don't
it.
tell Jim that.
Well, speaking of Jim, what are you squarely against?
I'm squarely against the aggressive nature of the enemies in the dungeons. I think the best version of this, where you see the enemies in the overworld, is still Chrono Trigger, where they have set animations and you can go around them almost every time if you want to. They're just doing stuff and you can choose to run into them or not. But when they chase you, I don't know. I don't like it. Don't like it at all. Vanessa, what are you squarely against?
I'm squarely against the inventory system in this game.
Big time.
We
yeah,
didn't
sure.
touch on it, but it is awful. Every character has a limited separate inventory. So if you want to, for example, purchase a weapon, you either have to highlight that character and purchase the weapon to go into their particular inventory, or have the little dragon thing hold it and then give it to them in a separate screen by selecting it, select give, selecting the character you want to give it to, then going into their inventory and then equipping it to them. It's just really tedious and unnecessary. Matt.
Couple of things there. I already went.
Yeah.
A couple of things there. Number one, it's very Dragon Quest which is bad. I mean, that's kind of one of the worst parts of old Dragon Quest, is this exact thing of characters have a very limited inventory space. But I will say the balance to that is that your cat dog can carry a shitload of inventory. In fact, I think he may have an unlimited inventory space.
Yay! It's like the wagon in later Dragon Quest games.
So that mitigates it some. Though you still have to move stuff around between them, which is really fucking annoying.
Yeah.
I'm roundly for playing a real old classic style RPG. It feels very 16-bit. Got the cute little sprites. It's just adorable. I like it. It's fun. And that's my roundly. Jim, what's a Patreon?
Well, do we have any emails? I feel like we have an email to read.
Oh yeah, I think we do. Vanessa.
We have a couple, but it's so late.
We can wait till next time.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah,
do
let's wait till next time. We're almost 3 hours in already.
let's-
I'll give a let me give a recap of the Patreon. So we do have a Patreon here at Square Roots. You can sign up for it at
Did you give us Squarely Against?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I did.
It is at patreon.com/Square Roots Podcast. On that Patreon, at the $3 level, we have a bunch of great bonus content. We've got level up episodes. We've got movie commentaries. What did we... Oh, last month, we had a great hot gaming news special bulletin. Who knows what's on the list for this month? I certainly don't.
Whose month is it? Vanessa's? Matt?
Is it mine?
One of those guys, right?
I just did
Yours?
one,
Feels
didn't I?
like mine.
It might be Vanessa's.
Who
Yeah,
went
it's either
last?
Vanessa's or
Didn't I
yours.
go last?
Yeah. The hot gaming news one was yours. What was before that?
Yeah, it was.
Was it
Was
mine?
it-
Mine
no,
was
before
Was it-
that
Oh,
was
no,
Dungeons
maybe
and
I did-
Dragons, and that was Vanessa.
Oh,
you're
okay.
right.
Then it's Jim or Johnny.
Yeah, Jim.
Oh, it's mine. All right, I'll figure some out. And at the $5 level, you get access to all that great content and the ability to vote on games that we play. Lunar being the winner of John's. I think I'm going to do it for my next vote. John's kind of 2-tiered poll system. I like that. So yeah, at the $3 level, access to all the bonus content. $5 level, access to all the bonus content plus the ability to vote. Like I said, you can sign up at patreon.com/Square Roots Podcast. Another benefit of being a patron is that we like to personally thank some of them on the show. I'm going to kick us off this week by thanking Florian Jonas Kramer, Ross Hartley, Brian Pitt, J-Bone, Eduardo Franco, Matt, Sephiroth, Nick, Star Drifter, Kodab Games,
It's me.
David Green, and Dylan Rowe.
I'd like to thank Rubber Bear, Choco Maco Taco, Katie Tillman, Vanessa's mom's mysterious green eyes, Hang It Up, Gigantified
Hang it
Micro Space Hamster, T. Balders, I Hardly Knows Her, Bumpkins, Tracy, Ryan Schmidt, Seth G., and Jake Dickerson.
I'd like to thank Magpie Juju, Gage La Charité, Johnny Five Alive, Samu Mitchell, Ron, Justin Ham, Sean Walsh, Gordon Ramsay's Butt, Jerry Schreffler, Mikey Musho, Lexa Varial, and Chris Penyak.
I'd like to thank Isaac Wright, Dragon D's Balders Across Your Face, David Arnold, Joseph Soul Wagner, Andy Smith. Did we say what we do on the show? Jim, did we say what we do on the show? Jason Timms, Hexagon, John Scala, RP Siege, Tom Trey, and Pura is my mommy.
All right, everyone, that's it for this episode of Square Roots.
Pura.
If you'd like to send us an email, we are at squarerootspodcast@gmail.com. Come see us at our Facebook group, the Square Roots Podcast Group for smart, cool, very attractive people, or find us on Twitter at Square Roots Pod. And soon, I guess we should probably list our other social media handles in the next episode, right?
Oh yeah. I'm Vanessa at Blue Sky, right?
Wow,
am
way
Vanessa.
to dox me right on air.
Well, I thought you were using that as a show promotional one.
Yes, I am. I'm publicly on there as a host of this show.
Okay. I don't know what you are on Threads, the new Zuck platform.
I don't know either.
I don't know, but I'm about to follow Mr. Beast. That's what I know.
Yeah, me too.
Ugh. Pura's, is that the girl who was a little girl because she trapped herself in that
Yes.
body in Breath of the
Yes.
Wild, but is a
She's
grown
a
up
full she's
in
a full grown
okay.
woman in Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay, good. Because I haven't Matthew, I defeated Bird in Breath of the Wild.
Burb?
I defeated Bird.
Did you get that good burb power?
I did.
That burb power is the most handy power.
I just did the maze, the snow maze.
Labyrinth.
Yeah, anyway. Please rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes, Ghana, wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks to Stephen Morris for our Square Roots theme. You can find Stephen on Twitter as Beige on Beige, and on YouTube. Links in the show notes.
We have show notes?
All right, everyone.
Yeah.
That's it for this episode of...
I say this every time.
All right, everyone. For Square Roots, I am Jim Banks.
I'm Matthew Show Notes Van Zant.
I was going to do Johnny's show notes. Brandon. I guess I will anyways. Johnny, show notes, Brandon.
Hey, we're brothers.
Shirt brothers.
Thanks, show notes, brother.
I wish I was wearing a shirt that cool. I'm wearing my Manscaped shirt.
I'm so sleepy.
It's only
Oh,
11:30. Thank God we started at 8:30.
All right, bye.
All right, at least I'm editing. I have plenty of time.
Bye.
Bye.
I
just
guess
gonna
it's
hit
time
the
for Matt's
bathroom.
stupid game. Yeah, I want to go pour a drink. I'll be right back.
BRB.
Yeah,
Break
BRB as well.
time.
Vanessa, once again,
Guess it's
please
just
talk
old
amongst
Vanessa
yourself.
holding down the fort once again. What shall my topic of the day be? I guess I could talk more about my thoughts about social media threads popping up all over the place. Not threads in particular, let's say Twitter replacements. I do think that Twitter needs a replacement. I mean, its mismanagement has been notoriously horrible. I don't know if anyone's quite hit on the right formula yet. As I said, I am enjoying Blue Sky. However, that's invite only at this point. And that might be one of the reasons that it's such a pleasant place to be. It definitely skews liberal, but you know what? I'm fine with that. Sometimes I want a safe space. I don't always feel like I need to engage with people who disagree with me on every single issue. Some people's positions are so heinous that they don't warrant a discussion. I mean, if you want to try to reach them and change their mind... Oh my god, it's Chef! Oh, Chevy!
Oh, look at that big boy.
Oh, he's so fluff.
Who's got a
He's
mullet?
so fluff.
Why does he have a mullet?
Look at what a good boy he is.
Oh.
Look at Chef. Oh, and there's, I don't know what dog that is in the background. That's not Rocket.
There's
There's
two
a whole
dogs.
pack. Oh my god. Oh, Jim is being swarmed. He'll never get them all
Oh,
out.
Yeah, there's one little
He's
dog
like leaving
in
the
there.
room, trying to get all of the dogs to follow him.
Oh,
Where was I, Johnny? I can't hear you.
Well, I am. You were talking about how Blue Sky is pretty good, but maybe because it's invite only.
Yes.
Blue Sky's fine. I mean, Jack Dorsey, not the greatest dude in the world, but I would much rather use that than Threads. It's like Instagram. I don't want more Zuck stuff. Not getting
No.
zucked.
Yeah, and one thing about Threads is that it was like monetized from day one, so a lot of it is already going to be advertisements for different things. And I mean, I understand that's what it needs to operate, but I don't know. I mean, part of the problem is each new platform that's introduced, I feel like, is another opportunity for me to become an influencer, and I'm not hitting that goal.
Well, do you want to be an influencer?
Well, no, but I feel like I should be, you know?
I mean, you
Isn't that
already
what everyone
influence-
aspires to these days?
You just have the niche of people who, nerds who like games and aren't super into being all macho about it. You know,
Yeah.
that's your
accidentally-
influencing.
Yeah. I accidentally
cadre.
engaged with like some other gamers the other day, and I didn't like it. I really like
Oh.
my
Was this
my
on
tolerance for the
Threads?
general public is really low right now.
Was it on Hive? Was it on Mastodon?
No,
Hi-
it was
I
on
think
like
Hive
Twitter
died.
proper. I commented on someone I follow's thread, and
Mhm.
then a whole bunch of these people had to jump in with their opinions, and I didn't want to hear it. I suppose that's like so much for the tolerant left of me, and I don't even know what these people's politics were, but sometimes you just want to be with your family, you know? And by family, I mean people who
Me.
agree with you and live in your happy little echo chamber.
Hi.
I also made a post about Michelle Monaghan being cast in the Mission Impossible movie and how she looks
Oh, yes.
exactly like... Oh, no, it's not her. She already was in it. See, I can't even keep them
She's a
straight in my
terrible
mind.
actress, Michelle Monaghan. Stop putting her in stuff.
I like her.
What about Dominic Monaghan?
I like him too.
She's not really
Um,
cast in stuff anymore.
It was Haley Atwell was
Oh.
cast in the new Mission Impossible movie, and she looks exactly like the other two women who are already in the Mission Impossible franchise. And I posted about it, and the first comment was, "But they look nothing alike?" ? And I just I couldn't deal with it. I just deleted the whole post. I'm sure many people would have shown up and been like, "Yes, they do look very much alike. I totally get where you're coming from." But I could not deal with other people.
I'm surprised that
Done with other people.
Vanessa's level up wasn't that she found that great video that she shared with us.
I'm never going to speak about that on the show.
Hang on just 1 second, please. I have a phone call.
Okay. Well, now it's all three of us. We can have our little discussion corner.
Yeah, Chef is really cute and fluffy. Please talk
Yeah.
about what kind of dog Chef is.
He is half Great Pyrenees and half Anatolian Shepherd.
Mm-hmm.
So he's
Who's the other dog? There were three dogs.
There were three
I saw.
dogs. There was who you saw was Hank, and the little dog was a mini Aussie, and then Flash was also in the background. Flash is a border collie.
Ah. Yes.
Do you know the name of the mini dog?
I do. It's Jewel.
Is there or is there not a fourth dog?
There is a fourth dog, and his name is Denver, and he is another border collie.
Is he the last dinosaur?
Yes.
That's too many dogs.
That is a lot of dogs.
It's a bunch of dogs.
It's a pack of dogs, but Jim lives on a farm now.
Mm-hmm.